was a California August in 82 when my mother gave birth to the Spam Tech crew. 13 years later had me looking at Linux. Programming made me stronger like Papa the Spinach. Now, people know that a DG carry weapons, but if that weapon is a nest, you step in. We finish Contra with only one life. Finish Metal Gear 2 using only a knife. Right, people might think that we're frontin', then they see all the news online that I'm putting. My rhymes flow just like my code, even though my source is owned by SCO. What about my Indian? I keep it low. See me on Gunbound, call me pro. I'm a certified legend, but I'm still your bro. This is a PSA, boy, the more you know. No. I'm a legend everywhere that I go. Every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Crackers jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Crackers spam. I'm a legend everywhere that I go. Every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Crackers jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Crackers spam. I said my heart's wide open, goatsy, and my windows min like Ho Chi. I'm just another nerd, but I rap about it. Shit talk on the net, then I laugh about it. I've been caught slipping like the Star Wars kid when I'm on eBay sniping a bid. Catch me on a webcam like Numa. See me at the club and I'm rocking Puma. Another net legend if you see me yodel. Spit a little something that's anecdotal. Tell me about the time the E-Bombs world stole your chop like I stole your girl. Catch me on Gen May, not something awful. Low tax would ban me, raffle. I'm a certified legend, but I'm still your bro. This is a PSA, boy, the more you know. I'm a legend everywhere that I go. Every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Crackers jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Crackers spam. I'm a legend everywhere that I go. Every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Crackers jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Crackers spams. Yeah. I'm a legend everywhere that I go. Every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Crackers jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Crackers spam. I'm a legend everywhere that I go. Every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Crackers jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Crackers spams. Yeah.
What's up, meatbags? It's the often imitated, never duplicated Tony TGD, and I am joined, as always, by the Stimpy to my Ren, the Peller to my 10. What? Teller to my pen. Fuck, can't even talk. 6 hours last night. Finbar Saunders is here. What's up, Finbar? Guess he's dead. Also joined by the king of meows, Potion Sword Run. What's up, Potion?
Nothing is up. Nothing at all. There's no news. The show is over. Thank you, everybody.
That's the end of the show. I mean, the lawyers, they called us up at the last minute. Very upset with what we did last night. They weren't happy. Said I used the hard R, retard, a little too much. They said, Tony, we got to scale it back.
We had to bring retard back for that guy.
All right. They said you can call someone a retard like 6 or 7 times, not like 40 or 50. They're like, you crossed the line a little.
Okay. Haunted Wisp, nobody was murdered officially. It was just somebody who didn't know what he was talking about for 4, 5, 6 hours.
Maybe Finbar got murdered because he was here, then he was gone. The wife caught him trying to get on live stream. Man, I've been having a rough day. I had to take Sidekick Max to the dentist. Had to wait an hour and a half before they took him to tighten his braces.
Good Lord. I used to go to the dentist, and I had a good one. I would just go in, kid you not, like 3 minutes, and bam, they'll take me right to the back. And then the thing is, before that, it was like a private dentist. Before that, I went to Western Dental. and that I used to wait like an hour. So I get you.
Well, usually we go in there, get because it's just tightening the braces, right?
Yeah.
Go in, get the braces tightened, come out. It's like 5 minutes. But no, we waited an hour. And then it took like 15 minutes for them to tighten it.
Good Lord.
But
Maybe
it was
new people working.
it was good though because we got everything done, and they go, hey, you got the paper, so we can make you your next appointment. Yeah, boom, boom, make the next appointment. And I waited. I'm hesitating, right? Didn't say nothing. I'm like, all right, let's go. Psychic Max like, why are we leaving? I said, they didn't charge me. Let's go. They didn't ask for money. Fucking go.
Yeah. Let them send the bill.
Yeah. I'm like, hurry up, get around the corner. They can't see us.
And whenever that happens in my doctor's office, like they don't ask for a copay. I'm like, okay, I just keep on going. I don't care.
Yeah, so I'll take care of it next time. But
yeah,
hey, you didn't ask. I was there.
I was waiting.
So that was my day. The week has been fantastic. We'll get to that. But first, Finbar, what you been up to?
Right, guys, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I don't know what happened there. I couldn't hear you. You couldn't hear me. Gremlins in the system. I'm good, man. How are you? How are you, Potion?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
How's your week been, Finbar?
It's been busy, man. I've been working. Having a lot of time to do anything. I've had to obviously I've had to postpone anime. Oh, that's not happening this Sunday. It's going to be next Sunday now. So yeah, I'm finding it difficult to schedule things. So that's
one week into the program, and
yeah, already I'm pushing it. We're probably going to be looking at doing this thing fortnightly. I think me and Bianca's schedules don't line up well enough. I've looked at hers and it's as bad as mine. So yeah, we'll probably be doing this thing fortnightly, I think. But what we'll do is we'll cram more into it from now on. After this next show, we'll cram a lot more into it. So we'll make it a good. We'll make it an anime hour and a half, hopefully, every week, every 2 weeks. So sorry, guys.
I mean, I understand.
Well, that's why you gave up on it, isn't it? Because you had no time for it. So
something like that. I think I was, if you do a show with someone like Bianca week after week, eventually she starts sending you flowers and getting attached. You're like, Bianca, I'm sorry, you're a little too young for me.
Yeah.
So I don't want to break her heart.
I don't mind all that.
You're married, so you want some attention. I mean, it's been years since you got any.
Yeah, let's not mention that. Not important. She may be watching that. I shouldn't say that. She may be watching. She is awake at the moment. So,
from my experience, girls like married men. I don't understand why. When I was married, it was like all the time getting hit on all the damn time. Like, dude.
Wait. Hold up. Did you say when you were married?
Yes, I was married once.
Why is this the first time I'm hearing about this?
I don't know. No one. I never came up.
Nobody asked.
Never came up. I'm pretty sure we've talked. You've been on panels. We've had discussions about women, relationships, my divorce, other people's divorces, and never you've dropped this nugget.
Mine never came up. But it just so happens that I remember when I was married, even with the ring on, like you get hit on all the damn time. It's like, what the hell, ladies?
Well, you know why? You know why that happens, don't you?
Because you're dependable. Because you're
no. It's because women just like to cause chaos.
Yeah.
If you're married, right. if you're married, they see you as a good provider. They're like, oh, he must have something because that other woman locked him down, so he's worth something. He's.
That's what I always thought. All these crazy girls out here. Anyways,
Tony making fan fictions. I don't make fan fictions. I wish I did. My life is rough. So other than finding out that you got divorced, how's it been, Potion? How's the week?
I've been playing some video games. I'm still stuck on Starfield.
Damn, man.
And
you still trying to decide on your pronouns?
Yeah, dude. I didn't I kid you not. I didn't even see the pronouns when I started my profile, so I'm not sure where to even look. But I'm not sure if this is true, but I saw like a screenshot and it was like over like 50 or something, and I was like, what the hell's going on? Like, what are all these different pronouns? I never even heard of these. But anyways, no, I've just been exploring, playing the single player, and I think I'm gonna have to wait on Cyberpunk, even though it's gonna come out in a couple of days too. Even though that game's awesome, and like I love Cyberpunk, but this one's taking over my life.
Any more? I plan on
Sony. No, they're good right now. I mean, I don't need to keep on, you know,
Keep
for them.
harassing the
Keep,
Sony
yeah,
guys.
keep harassing them. Yeah, I don't want to just be a whole harasser channel. But I don't know. They keep on dropping the ball lately.
I seen someone, and I think it was either your comment section or somewhere else on YouTube. Somewhere they're like, "Man, Potion used to do good content. Now he's just mocking Sony fans every day."
No, that's on somebody else's.
I was like, "Man, someone's salty as fuck."
Yeah, I know. So that's why, because I know like half the gamers that watch my channel, or if they do, they love PlayStation, to a point where it's gonna alienate them. So I don't want to go too far, but once in a while I'll sprinkle it in.
He's always somewhat mocked PlayStation fans, hasn't you, Potion?
I always have, but it's
Yeah.
just, I mean, I have a PlayStation. I just don't use it as much as my Xbox.
It's because it sucks.
It's just not like the games are not, they feel like you're very in a closed ecosystem kind of thing, like, and after like they're all like cinematic games like Spider-Man and Uncharted, like a lot of pressing buttons, like quick time events type things, and so it's like they start to feel the same most of Sony games, to me at least. And so that's why I get bored of them easily, so I don't really pass them off. Yeah, like I don't know. So the Sony games, their first party games are just too similar to me. And whereas Xbox, they have a variety of different weird games and shit that play different and are different. So that's
they have a variety because they bought every studio up, leaving Sony behind.
I do it. That, I mean, that's
you've
what
got
it is.
to. You've just got to accept it now, Tony. Get off the bus and get on this one.
But I don't know. We're going to talk about it because there's a lot of Xbox news. I don't know if you heard there was some leaked emails.
Yeah, I read that. Yeah,
I didn't read I didn't read what was actually leaked, but I did read the leak emails news.
So we got to get into that. But I don't know why people are upset. I love Sony. I've always loved Sony since PlayStation 1. And I find your videos funny. I take them for what they are. I'm not like, oh my God, how dare he criticize Sony?
Yeah, because I'm not really criticizing them too much. I'm mostly like just criticizing it from the fanboy standpoint. You know what I mean? So it's like the people who fight over stupid little shit like that. And that's all it is. Just kind of mocking the situation more.
Like I said, I find it funny. I'm a Sony fan. I don't care. People are too sensitive on the internet. We found that out this week. How sensitive people could be on the internet. How protective of other people's businesses, of other people's YouTube channels or personas, things that don't affect their lives at all. They're really, really protective over it. Did a whole 6.5 hour live stream last night.
I know. I kept on coming back, and I'm like, "Oh, they're still on. Okay, let me watch a little bit more."
With this, I haven't even watched it or listened to a single second of it. I was supposed to listen to it during a hike today, but hike was cancelled due to bad weather and lazy child. So I'm gonna have to listen to it another time. I'm afraid.
I will give you the visual representation. Just picture me holding my fist out in front of me, and then some guy running into it repeatedly, just running right face first into my fist. Then after he gets down, then after he gets down, he gets back up and does the exact same thing over again for 6 hours.
Pretty much.
Because that's pretty much what it was. It was like at one point he's like, I didn't even know it was unlisted. This is bullshit. And then we went to his video and it literally says, this is an unlisted video from Tristan's channel. And his description, like, you put it on. Well, I didn't remember. I'm like, how could you forget? That's pretty, that's not a forgettable thing that you took an unlisted video and put it on, made a video on it. There's a lot of that. No, but see, you're the hypocrite because you said a thing and I don't like it. I'm like, okay, alpha ego. Then after 6.5 hours, he actually had the audacity to say that he looked good, I looked bad. Apparently, Mitty agrees with him. Mitty says that I'm a terrible person.
Yeah, we've heard that before.
Right. Can't please everybody.
We hear that a lot, don't we?
And I will say this unequivocally and with the permission of the lawyers. Okay, the lawyers have okayed this. We prepared a statement. I don't care who you hang out with. I don't care whose streams you visit, who you talk to, who you chat with. You could go on a stream with the murderers and literal doxers or whatever. That's your business, right? I might not like it, but I'm not going to ban you, and I'm not going to guilt you by association. I never have. I've never been into that. But if you are on a stream where they're doing it, where they're actively doing it, and you stay, then it's not guilt by association. You are now a party to the crime. You're now a party to the bullshit that's going on, right? You can't be like, I was on the stream and we were all making fun of this thing that I knew was bad, but it's not my fault because I didn't host it, right? No, that's a fucking cop-out, right? And anyone who doesn't understand the nuance between those two positions, you could probably just unsubscribe right now. Just go follow Alpha Ego, because I don't want to deal with stupid people. I've dealt with stupid people all week. I had a whole bunch of Rippaverse stuff I wanted to talk about last night. Didn't get to any of it. Ruined my weekend.
In 6 hours.
Yeah, because it was all him. He came in real hot and wanted to talk about Tristan, and wanted to talk about Melanie Mac, why I was attacking poor innocent Melanie Mac, and how it was so evil of me to show videos that were privated. They were privated videos. I'm like, yeah, they were privated. They're not private. This is like her home videos or some shit, right?
Yeah, those were public at one time. She just, yeah.
Well, you didn't have access. I'm like, I literally just went to archive. They were on the archive website, right? It's not my fault that exists. Except for that one that got smuggled over from the Ukraine.
Yeah.
That one. I'll take the hit on that one. That one was,
Yeah, you're welcome, Tony.
me. But anyway, we got a lot of shit to talk about. We got to talk about NFTs because that bubble has fucking burst hysterically. We're gonna discuss that. That was sent to us by Luke. Luke's Awakening. He sent me this story.
Luke.
So shout out to Luke. Then we got to talk about Disney. And this is something I had no idea about. And now that when I read the article, it made so much sense. I was like, oh, that's why they do it. It's about Disney changing the name of TV shows in their 4th season in order to get around contractual obligations.
Had they done that?
Yes, a lot.
Okay.
So we gotta talk about that. Of course, Unity is now flip-flopping, backtracking, 180, whatever you want to call it. But they've got a new change, and they're asking for forgiveness, guys. Please stop. Make the hurting stop. Then, of course, like I said, we got to talk about all those Microsoft leaks. Microsoft wanting to buy Valve, wanting to buy Nintendo, crying about the fact that they didn't have enough content on Game Pass, and that if they didn't get enough subscribers, basically they'd be out of business. Game Pass is killing them. I know you guys love it, but apparently the company does not love it.
Well, they better keep doing it.
And then, in the biggest kicker for the whole Xbox thing, Phil Spencer and them all tried to blame the FTC, and the FTC came out and said, no, bitch, you're the one. Xbox, Microsoft themselves are the idiots who leaked their own emails. So, I have a lot of confidence in the Microsoft team because those guys seem to be really, really smart. Now, you don't see Sony leaking their own emails. That's all I'm saying. And then, of course, we got to talk about the 2, not 1, but 2 Intellivision Amico games that are here on the Nintendo eShop. Shark and Dino Blaster.
Oh, my. Oof.
On the porn console. How is this possible? What does this mean? Is it going to kill any momentum that Amico might have had? And then I know we got a lot of retro gamers out there, so we're going to talk a little bit about the brand new Game Station Pro, the Atari Game Station Pro, 200 plus games from Atari. I didn't even know about this. This just popped up in my feed today. I was like, hey, we need to discuss this. And then, of course, one more thing that was sent to us by Luke. Again, he asked me to look into this. And luckily for me, I didn't have to do any work because it just kind of fell into my lap. We're going to talk a little bit about Rumble. Have you heard about Rumble?
I heard one thing today about Rumble, that they stopped doing advertising for Russell Brand.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
I thought Rumble was backing them. No?
Yeah, no, it's not them. It's supposedly a couple of companies just stopped doing advertising on Rumble because of Russell Brand.
Ah.
So we're going to get into that. We're going to get into some other things about Rumble. But before that, we got to get to this comment. He said Sony did have leaked emails. Yes, Sony. Someone hacked into Sony and they leaked emails. Microsoft literally leaked their own emails. They uploaded emails to the FTC website that they didn't need to upload. Yeah. As soon as mentioned Steve Jobs, Tony said one more thing. One more thing. So, gentlemen, anywhere you want to start first?
Dealer's choice.
You know, I don't want to be a bully. So I got this criticism. I got an email directed at me. Said I was kind of a bully, that I push you guys around. That's why everyone always quits the show, because I'm always got to be in control. I got to push you guys around and make the show about me, a center of attention.
Was that Gary that sent you that email?
I'm not going to name any names. You might have had a few bad takes a couple times, but you know. So, you know, I don't want to bully you guys. So, you know, anywhere you said dealer's choice. What about you, Potion? Anything particular you want to talk about first?
No, we can talk about Unity first. Get that one out the way.
Let's talk about Unity.
Since comes to us. Yeah, that one's we talked about it last week, so might as well just get to it.
All right, this comes to us from Eurogamer. We love Eurogamer. We don't love all the advertisements. Unity announces significant changes to its Shut the fuck up, Eurogamer. See, this is why I hate other websites. Unity announces significant changes to its controversial new pricing plan and insists it's, quote, sorry. Matt Wales wrote this 10 days after Unity successfully enraged huge swaths of the development community by announcing sweeping and wildly unpopular changes. Man, how many fucking links are you going to put on that thing? To the Unity engine business model, the company has said it's, quote, sorry, and walked back on significant aspects of its new pricing plan. Last Tuesday, Unity announced that as of 1st of January 2024, developers would be expected to pay an additional monthly Unity runtime fee per new game install on top of their existing license subscription after reaching certain revenue and lifetime installment thresholds. The backlash was immediate and intense, resulting in minor revisions to Unity's initial plan. Now through Unity's Mark Whitten has outlined significant changes to last week's announcement in a post on the company's website, beginning with another apology. Quote, I want to start with this. I am sorry, he wrote. We should have spoken with more of you, and we should have incorporated more of your feedback before announcing our new runtime fee policy. Our goal with this policy is to ensure that we can continue to support you today and tomorrow and keep deeply investing in our game engine. Oh, man, you got to love Unity. They look out for the little guy. They're just looking out for you and your best interest. They want to make sure that gamers would be able to play your games for years and years to come. Aren't you guys glad that Unity's out there looking out for us?
Yeah, they're all heart.
I'm thrilled.
Man, if it wasn't for Unity, who knows what kind of chaos.
What kind of shenanigans will be going on out there?
I didn't want to go that far, but you're right. Shenanigans definitely afoot. As for those policy changes, Unity has announced it will no longer be charging per install runtime fees for any developer using Unity Personal or Unity Plus. It's also dropping the requirement that Unity Personal games must include the Unity startup screen. Meaning, changes will not only impact developers using Unity Pro or Enterprise, and only if they cross two key thresholds, making $1 million USD in gross revenue, trailing 12 months, and reaching 1 million initial engagements, presumably meaning installs. They're gonna eventually have to issue another clarification on what initial engagements are.
Yep.
Guys, we keep using vague and weird language, and we're sorry, we're idiots. But this is what we mean.
They do it that way though, so they can try to see what they can get away with.
Oh yeah, it's all lawyer speak. They're like, hey, here's what you could write, so that way we could screw them the best. Perhaps more significantly, its runtime fees will now only kick in for games made using or updated to the Unity's next long-term support version that'll be releasing in 2024 or beyond. Meaning the new fees won't impact games built in older versions of the engine. Unity adds that it'll make sure you can stay on the terms applicable for the version of Unity editor you're using as long as you keep using that version. Unity also notes that developers working with its new LTS version and passing the two key thresholds outlined above will now have a choice between paying a runtime fee based on self-reported monthly initial engagements or the equivalent of 2.5% of the game's self-reported monthly gross revenue. Ultimately, it says you will be charged the lesser of the two. I always love when things are self-reported, right? You just tell us how many people downloaded your game. We'll believe you. Don't worry.
Yeah, so the developer goes, only 2.
Yeah, I foresee nothing wrong with this arrangement. Don't worry. Everybody's honest on the internet. It's too early to clearly gauge the development community's response to Unity's revised terms, but it seems likely the company will have a significant uphill battle to regain the trust and goodwill it squandered over the course of a single announcement last week. What do you guys think? I think Unity is screwed.
Yeah, I don't think I think only people who are desperate and can't move to another engine are going to stay with them for the foreseeable future. But I think from now on, people are going to just jump to something else because they already kind of know what they want to do. You know, it's just like now they're going to try to find different ways to screw the developer, I think. So I don't know. Did this article say if the CEO got fired or no?
No, it didn't say.
No, he's still in the seat.
It's going to be the same thing over and over with the
Yeah,
CEO.
they shut the bed.
Yeah,
they shut the bed with this. It's too late now. They walked it back after 1 week. We said it last week. They're going to walk this back, and it was only 7 days later, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was literally 1 week.
But it's still got some of that corporate speak where they end up still screwing you over somehow. They had they've got some sort of loophole in there where they can still charge people per runtime. Install, right?
They're at least giving them you got to make $1 million. You got to be a successful game.
Yeah,
but even they'll still take a shitload of money. Yeah, you know, I mean, even if you're a successful game, you need all that extra money for your next game, for the studio, for everything. It's just not. It's a lot of money they're still taking away. I mean, why? It's like, why would you want to use that engine if you can use Unreal 5? And I know it's like a bigger engine, more technical, but I mean, might as well. You don't have to pay in the back end.
You're just watching the money go up. You're like, all right, we're at 999,000.
Yeah, please don't go no more. Stop selling my game.
Cut it off. We're under $1 million. We're good. It's gonna be problems. Change the name of the game. That way they'll count as a different sale.
I don't know why they compromised on the. They said you don't have to put the Unity splash screen at the start of the opening of your game. That's the least offensive thing they did.
I know. Is that a big problem?
No,
I get it.
I'd happily take that one, but all the other stuff where you have to pay them per install was a bit much.
I don't know. Some of these games, I'll click them on, get going, and it's like made with Unity.
And then you don't want to play
Crytek engine. No, it's like 6 different splash screens.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Made with this. Bill did the music. Like, dude, it's like 15 minutes before I get to play my game.
That's life, Tony. That's what you get when you watch a movie as well these days.
Yeah, but I can fast forward a movie. There's like no fast forward.
Most of the time, you can just click past these. These, if you click on them as they come up, they disappear quickly. Let's be honest. It's 30 more seconds. It's 30 more seconds out of your life. I wouldn't worry about it.
Just put a little Galaga game in the corner. I can play while all your splash screens are going up.
Yeah. Like the old days when you used to load games off cassettes.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
Used to get that years ago.
I think they had that on the first Tekken, I want to say. Like when it was loading up, you could play like fucking Galaga.
Tekken 1? I don't remember that.
It was either Tekken 1 or 2. One of them.
Don't remember that happening on any Tekkens.
I'm pretty sure.
Was Galaga and Namco?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I don't remember. I'll have to have a look. Tekken 1, maybe then.
It's Tekken 1, yeah.
Yeah, maybe Tekken 1. Because I'm now thinking about it, that's the one I don't own. I own 2 and 3, so. Damn, I missed out on Galaga.
It was like you push something on the screen while it's loading up, and then you played in the little box. Someone needs to be fired due to the lack of trust that resulted in this whole Unity debacle. Someone will get fired. It'll be some low-level executive. Like, who wrote the email? You're fired. It's like, I didn't do nothing. No, you're the copywriter. Gone. CEOs rarely. If a CEO gets ousted, that's a fucking big deal. Yeah, see, TJ Lasers got my back. Tekken. I knew I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe if the CEO got fired, there'll probably be more bad PR for the company, and they don't want more bad PR right now.
Yeah, but we wouldn't even know. That's the thing. Unless the CEO is out there murdering people or like really sexually harassing someone or something, where it's a big thing. Like a CEO could get fired, and you won't hear about it for like 6 months, right? Because, like you said, they don't want to affect stock prices. They don't want to
Yeah,
affect
that's why. Yeah.
perception. Like when I reported on Arcade One Up, their CEO got ousted a while back, and no one knew. And technically, people still don't actually know because they're like, well, Tony said it, but he hasn't put it on his LinkedIn, or he still got it listed on his Twitter. So I don't believe it, right? Okay, don't believe me.
Well, most CEOs, nobody really gives a shit or knows who they are unless they're making a lot of noise, like our good friend Tommy.
Yeah.
You notice things like that when they go missing.
Well, even Tommy, remember, he was still running around calling himself CEO.
Yeah.
And then when we looked at the paperwork, it was like, oh, he had got fired like the previous year, like September or some shit. And they just never reported on it.
And they slowly but surely moved him down the website until he's down there amongst the random investors.
Yeah. Just mixed in with the nobodies. Poor Tommy. But, his name is all over the Shark music, so
of course
he's got that going for him. Yeah. All right, let's talk Rumble, because Rumble is going to make us the most clicks. That's where we're going to get all our money at. Talking about Rumble. I don't want to get into the whole Russell Brand did it, not did it. I don't. I haven't followed the story close enough. Don't know.
We don't know and don't care.
I will say, as a 40-year-old who was sleeping with 16-year-olds, Russell Brand, I mean, not me. let me phrasing. Tony Sleepy. If he was sleeping with 60-year-olds, despite it being legal in the UK, I think that's kind of weird, right? It's just my opinion. I know some people then argue with me over, well, 18 is only 2 years, and just because that's the legal age, and no, it's still weird.
I think it's weird. I mean, because they're still a child,
Yeah.
technically, obviously, but even mentally, they're still kids. At 16, even at 18, it's still kind of, at least they're adults. Then you fuck up. But I mean, at 16, I mean, even
that is the age of consent in the UK.
I understand, like in the UK,
I'm not saying it's
weird.
a good idea. As a 42-year-old man, I'm not saying it would be a good idea to sleep with a 16-year-old, but what I'm saying is he can't legally get in trouble for that.
No, definitely. If it's not legal, I mean, if it's legal, then it is what it is. It's just weird. But I'm just saying there should be no repercussions, like being taken off of advertisement as if it's legal. I don't know. It's a lot of gray areas here, and it's just because it's different countries, different laws, and all that shit.
I just think it's weird. And the difference is, I know, like I said, it's only 2 years, right? But 18-year-olds could be out of high school, right? Russell Brand would literally be like picking her up from high school and dropping her off in the morning.
But the thing, that's funny. But the thing is cultural, though. Like here in the United States, obviously that's kind of weird because it's culturally, and our culture is weird, and then how our media does all the, all that, covers it. But like in other countries where it's normal, the culture will be different. So,
in England, they are out of high school by 16, Tony.
Are they?
Yeah, they have to be in college at 16. Not in Scotland. Scotland's different. You can be in high school till 18, but in England you have to be out of high school and into sixth form college by the age of 16.
So what? You only have 6 years of elementary school or something?
You have 7 years of what you call elementary school. Yeah, they do a reception year in year 1 through 6, and then they do 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, I think.
Yeah, so I think they combine our junior high with high school.
Yeah, we don't have three. You have 3 separate.
Yeah, we have 3 different
stages of schools, right? So we have 2. So they go through. They go through primary, they go through secondary, and then by 16 they're in sixth form college. If they choose to be, they can just leave at 16 and go work.
Oh, okay. See, that was job. That was me misunderstanding, because everyone's like, "Oh, he's still in high school." Blah blah blah. I'm like,
yeah, so when you think about it, like if America didn't exist and that was the culture everywhere, then it wouldn't be too. I mean, it'll still be weird because you look at older people who date young girls, but it's not, you know, it's not really.
Don't get me wrong. If he drove over the border into Scotland, and it's the age of consent in Scotland is the same as the rest of the UK, which is 16, he'd still be pulling up to the school gates to meet a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
So it's not.
Yeah. It's just, you know, it's weird. It's weird.
You know what's weird?
It's not that cool.
I don't want to get too much off on a tangent, but what's really weird is the Vatican City has an age of consent at 13.
Fucking.
Just let that sink in.
Wow. I wonder why. Huh?
Yeah.
And remember, Vatican City is its own.
It's its own little
its own country. Yeah.
Yeah. But just let that sink in for a minute, right? Like, it's weird.
I didn't know that. That's funny.
I'm surprised the Pope hasn't lowered it to 7.
We're all blind. The show's gonna get hit by lightning.
So what's going on with Rumble?
Yeah. So, anyway, firm pulls ads from Rumble platform over Russell Brand videos. Burger King, Asos, I don't know what company that is, and HelloFresh remove ads from the site in wake of allegations about comedian. Says a number of large companies have pulled their advertisements from the video platform Rumble, where Russell Brand broadcasts his weekly show in the weeks since allegations of rape and sexual assault against the comedian came to light. I heard that there was allegations that he coerced women, right? But not like straight up.
Yeah,
rape.
one of them was saying that. I think what the accusation from one of them was that he groomed her because she was, 16. But you don't know. At the end of the day, we don't know anything about it or enough about it to make a judgment. But the thing is, he's not been charged with anything in the UK. No arrest has been made of him.
I think anyone who's famous should just stop dating. That's why famous people only date other famous people, right? Because like once you start dating normal people again, it's always gonna be like, well, you're famous, so that's why they did whatever they did, right?
Yeah.
And you coerced them because they were so enthralled by your fame. In the 80s, that was like what you wanted to do, right? I'm gonna become a rock star, so women will sleep with me, right? Now it's like, no, I don't want to be a rock star because women will try to sleep with me, and I'll get me too. We're still getting canceled.
It's true though, isn't it? That's the truth.
The thing is, though, I mean, do you think the reason why they're trying to cancel him is because he talks truth to power? Like he always talks about, pharmacies and or
no, because this is a new thing. This is like a recent Russell Brand thing. Before he was talking other shit, like environmentalist shit.
Oh, back in the day,
leftist stuff. Yeah.
However, the fact that the government are writing to YouTube and places like that to ask them to demonetize him, I think
that's bullshit.
That's worrying because that's my government.
Yeah,
the one I work for. That's the government I work for.
Supposedly, I'm not sure there's a law that I think he was talking about it today. Actually, he had like a 3-minute video or yesterday or something saying that the UK passed a law where they're going to be censoring the internet, like being able to pretty much censor it, like stuff that is accordance to the government and stuff that's not.
Yeah, they've tried stuff like this in the past. There's been a few bills that have gone through. This is boring. I don't want to talk about this. There's been a few bills that have gone through Commons and have been stopped at the House of Lords, which is the unelected part of the UK government. But it's all because they got like a handshake,
with the big
in the background,
Yeah, definitely.
And it's
here's what I think. Here's what I think, and I think everyone could probably agree with this, right? So I'm gonna lay it out. My plan. They should just pass a law through all countries, right? We should all just get together and pass a law. Well, if you get accused of some serious crime like this, right, you won't get demonetized. What we'll do is we'll take your money and put it in escrow, right? And then if you get found guilty, that money will go to the victims. And if you get found not guilty, you just get the money back. Plus interest.
And next week on The Simple World of Tony's Mind.
Isn't that just so simple,
easy.
though? Like you don't want them to, because the whole argument is, if he's guilty, he shouldn't be making money, right? Well, there you go. If he's guilty, he doesn't get the money. And if he's not guilty, he gets the money, right? So everyone wins. It's a win-win.
This is the problem. See, this is the problem. He is not guilty of anything at the moment. He hasn't even been arrested.
It's like
Has he been
This
arrested?
is why it's so worrying that the UK government are getting involved in this to stop him from making money. I don't
making
know.
him a martyr.
I don't know enough. I don't really care about Russell Brand. I don't know enough about him to even know if he's likely that he did this. But the fact that he hasn't been arrested for it
I will
means he
say,
shouldn't be stopped from making money.
and I shouldn't say this because this will muddy the waters, at least with the 12 people that watch us. But I have heard some things from some people that he's probably guilty.
Probably, but probably is not enough to. Probably doesn't convict you. A court.
All right, let me rephrase, Your Honor. Rephrase. I've heard some things that he's 100% guilty. So at least doing it to one person. Okay.
Yeah, but you've heard that. Again, I'm not defending him. I don't know what he has and hasn't done, but what I mean is there needs to be an arrest made before we can say, right, stop this guy from making money, especially if it's coming from the highest echelon of the UK government.
I agree 100%.
Because if they can do that to him, they can do that to any of you.
Yep.
Yeah. That's why I'm never going to get famous.
That's why you got to keep the frog mask on.
And it kind of sucks that Burger King and all that are doing it as well, even though he hasn't been, charged with anything. If he was charged with something and then Rumble still went ahead and, did all this stuff for him, then I'd understand. It feels guilty. I mean, not even
can
charged.
You blame them?
Well, I can't blame him because we have a bunch of freaking Karens out there that always call advertisers. But, so I understand. But it just sucks because, Rumble's supposed to be the alternative platform to YouTube with all their stupid stuff that they do. And now it looks like without the advertisers, it's going to be no point, of Rumble.
Have Rumble said that they're going to walk back their support of them or anything like that?
Not yet.
I think they'll stand their ground. I don't think their advertising revenue is huge, to be honest. And I think they want to be the ones that... Yeah, I think they want to be the ones that make a stand against this.
I mean, that's their whole platform. And if they don't, then it's like, then what's the point of your platform?
Yeah, it'll look bad on them if they walk back now because advertisers have pulled out.
Like I said, I don't blame these companies for pulling out, right? Because it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? Because if they don't pull out, then people will be like, Burger King supports rapists and they hate women, right? And then like Burger King has to deal with that. Like they didn't do nothing other than advertise on Rumble, and now they're being dragged through the mud. They don't want to deal with that. And they probably look at it and they go, well, here's how much money we're making off of people watching our ads on Rumble. Yeah, we could just pull it. It's not worth it, right? It's not worth the headache.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it is too.
All right, it says the news movement reported on Friday that Burger King, Assos, the Barbican, and HelloFresh, the recipe box delivery service. Oh, good. You explained that one, but not the other ones, right? The other two that I have no idea what they are. I know what Burger King is, but no, the other two, Assos and the Barbican. No explanation. Had removed their ads. Brand has 1.4 million followers on the platform. YouTube suspended Brand's ability to earn money on its platform on Tuesday, but Rumble has rejected calls to do the same. On Friday, do you think, here's another question, right? Because YouTube has demonetized Brand, right? Do you think that Rumble is taking advantage by not demonetizing Brand?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what they should do. That's
probably 50% of the reason why they're doing it. 50% of it is the moral thing, and 50% is we can be the ones that look good here.
Yeah, because
not even look good. I'm talking about because since he won't be on YouTube, he'll be making more videos on Rumble. So then everyone has to go to Rumble to watch him.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's good. What's bad for YouTube is good for Rumble. Everybody who leaves YouTube and goes to Rumble, it makes Rumble more legitimate. I mean, there's also huge advertising for good.
Well, we won't read all of this because there's a lot of shit. We don't need to read
and I'm saying the more people that go, more high profile, more advertisers go. And right now it's just going to be, Burger King. But eventually when more people go to Rumble, then people are going to follow because that's where the people are going to be. I mean, it might take time, maybe not, but who knows? I mean, I just think the bigger it gets, obviously more advertisers are going to go.
All right, now just taking a look at Rumble, this is where they were in September. On September 22nd, they were here. They are way down here now.
It's only 50 cents.
It's pretty bad. That was just today. sir.
Is this the start though? This the beginning of this
Yeah.
line is the beginning. Yeah, but everything spikes like that right at the beginning, doesn't it? Then it levels off like it has here.
most of
No,
the
no.
time? But I mean,
So this is the 5-day. They were at 6. Right, like I said, right now they're at 487.
right now I'm sure they're probably just catching flack for all the.
They were at 8 at one point was their
PR.
highest. No, but I'm saying even a month ago, Rumble has been going down. They were at 8, right?
But you may see it ticking upwards now.
They were
Despite
on
the
it
fact
now.
that
Even
some
what I'm
advertisers-
saying,
What I'm
even
saying is
before-
buy now, buy low, buy
Yeah,
low.
well,
Yeah, buy now.
what I'm saying is even before the Russell Brand stuff, they've been their stock has been tanking.
So we're saying buy now. We're saying definitely you should definitely invest right now. I don't know why more people aren't. That's what we're saying, isn't it? You'd be
That's
crazy
not what
not
I'm
to.
saying.
The trend is going down.
They were at a high of 10, almost 11, and now they're at a low of 486. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know,
Might
but
want to hold up on that. Might want to hold, especially because there has been accusations that Rumble is inflating views. Have you heard about this?
I
They're
haven't heard
inflating.
about that.
And
No.
apparently, Rumble has actually admitted in a roundabout way that they are inflating views. So, typically, when you watch a video, right, or a live stream, it counts a view every, like on YouTube, it'll count a view every hour, right? So you start watching a video, it isn't until an hour passes that it counts you again, right? So if the live stream goes 2 hours and you watch from beginning to end, it counts 2 views, right? Rumble is doing it every 15 seconds. Every 15 seconds. So if you watch a 2-hour live stream, the entire thing, that's hundreds of views just on one person watching.
It counts views for every 15 seconds you're on.
Yeah. Because the refresh, right? Because you know how people come in and out,
Yeah.
or people stay. Well, YouTube, like I said, every hour, YouTube refreshes and counts the new view, right? So if we do 2-hour live stream, if you start at the beginning and watch the whole 2 hours, that's 2 views, not 1, right? It's 2. But for Rumble, like I said, it goes every 15 seconds. That's why if you look, there'll be people who are on YouTube who are doing live streams and they're getting like 100 views. And then that same live stream on Rumble is getting 1,000 views. And they noticed it because like big YouTubers like Destiny, he went to Rumble and he had like nobody in his chat, but then his views were like 5 times as many as what he usually gets on YouTube. They go, that doesn't add up, right? He's used to live streaming, having, a couple thousand people in the chat, and he knows what a couple thousand people in the chat look like. It's on Rumble, and the chat's different. It's not moving the same way. So then why is he getting all these views? And I know some people say, Tony, why would Rumble do that? Why would Rumble inflate views? Why would they do a system in order to make more views? Because obviously it attracts advertisers. It attracts people. You think it's a hotness, right? It's a new hotness. Look, everybody's watching on Rumble. Everybody's going over there. Advertisers want to advertise over there, right? That's got to be illegal, right? It's got to be illegal. Just a little bit.
On their on their thing, I'm looking at their video right now on mine. It says I have 2 different sections. I have raw videos, raw views, and unique views for each video. I'm not sure if the raw views.
The raw views is what, but when they put on the page for other people to look at, they're putting the raw views, which is what I'm talking about. The unique views would be the individual viewer.
So that would count 1.
Yeah.
Then for everybody watching. So that's the one you want to look at, though, isn't it? That's the real.
Because I have one. Zelda brings up my Mexicanism that I did on YouTube a while back, and I put it on here too. Unique views, I only have 4 on this one, but raw views, I have 11.
Yeah.
The other one.
And somebody actually did test. Somebody did test where they uploaded videos to Rumble and watched them. They said, okay, I uploaded a 2-minute video and they watched it, or like an hour video and then watched it, and they seen how many views were counted afterward, and that's how they were able to come up with this statistic. So We call that cooking the books. Advertisers are smarter now. You would think so, but I would like to present to you this article here from Fortune. Maybe you guys missed this, but Facebook admitted that it was inflating video metrics. Now a lawsuit says the problem started much earlier and was way worse. This is from 2018. I don't know if you remember, but there was a time when Facebook, streaming on Facebook, putting videos on Facebook was the hotness. Remember that? Everyone was getting views. Everyone was like, oh my God, there's so much traffic on Facebook. College Humor, I believe it was College Humor, they went over to Facebook. They stopped streaming and stuff on YouTube, uploading videos because there's so many more views on Facebook. Turns out Facebook was also inflating their numbers, and they got sued. They had to admit up to 900 times, 900% view inflation that Facebook was doing. And they only had to pay $40 million when it was all said and done.
Good God, how much does it make like on advertisement and all that stuff?
Yeah. Not just advertisement. They screwed over a lot of people because people were like, hey, why is my video view saying X and I'm only getting this much money from you guys? And
well, it was counting views, wasn't it? When people were just scrolling past the video. That was one of the...
Yeah, once it auto-played.
It was auto-played as you scroll past.
So...
and there was so much trash as well. There was so much rubbish videos on there, just fake stuff, stolen.
Not like the good stuff here, where it's 100% unique.
Yeah, we don't do any of that. We don't use footage from copyrighted stuff.
Never. I would have showed you the article, but Fortune's like, hey, you got to subscribe to read it. So we don't get to read it, but yeah. So Facebook got caught doing it, so I don't see why Rumble wouldn't. We've seen this before where one company does something, then another company goes, I could do that same thing. Hold my beer. What do you mean that's a fake console? I can do that.
You said that at one point. I can make a console.
I could. If I had money, if you guys give me
That's the problem, though. You went, I can make a console, and then you thought, I need money.
Yeah.
Remember?
That's the
damn.
I can do a comic book. Give me money. Whatever you guys want. You want a comic book? You want a game console? You want a Finbar OnlyFans? Just give me money. I'll make it happen.
Give me money. Don't give fucking Tony money for my OnlyFans. Give it to me. You can have a percentage since you signal boosted me. Yeah, no, you signal boosted me.
All right. Speaking of scamming, a Disney scam. Netflix's Daredevil showrunner slams MCU reboot decision. Netflix's Daredevil showrunner slammed Marvel Studios and Disney Online for the upcoming rebooted series starring Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio. Back in May 2022, a new series, now titled Daredevil Born Again, was confirmed to be coming to Disney Plus following Matt Murdock within the MCU. Considering the return of Cox, D'Onofrio, and John Barenthal's Punisher, many fans have been questioning whether this is a continuation of the Netflix series or a total reboot. While Marvel Studios hasn't explicitly called it a reboot, decisions like recasting Vanessa Fisk, redoing Kingpin's origin, and not bringing back Foggy Nelson and Karen Page clearly indicate this is a new story. I gotta love the direct where they just fucking quadruple space everything. The showrunner of Netflix's Daredevil Season 1, Stephen McKnight, has responded to a post on X, formerly Twitter, regarding the Daredevil Born Again Disney Plus reboot. McKnight was recently tagged in a message posted by Thomas, identifying himself as a crew member of the Netflix Marvel shows, who wrote that, quote, they canceled Daredevil once crew got full raise and holiday vacation pay. The full quote is, and not only did they cancel Daredevil once crew got full raise and holiday/vacation pay, the Disney Plus reboot is back to season 1, IATSE contract terms. It's a fucking scam. I wonder if Stephen DeKnight knows that.
They were calling him McKnight. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Fucking idiots. They even quote somebody later on spelling his name correctly as well.
Yeah. We got McKnight and D-Knight. You know, he's a knight of some kind. We're not sure which.
Yeah.
Quote, McKnight again. I don't know if it's DeKnight or McKnight, but
It's Day Night. His real name is Day Night.
It's an old Disney scam where they slightly rename a series to reset contract terms back to first season. Needs to be addressed by all the guideline unions and crushed. So this is something that I'd never really thought about, but when I read this, it makes so much sense. It says, if Born Again was season 4 of Netflix's Daredevil show, the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees wouldn't be resetting its contractual terms, offering better crew members benefits as more seasons are produced. Disney Channel childhood actor Joey Bragg from Liv and Maddie recently addressed a similar situation to what McKnight brought up. On the Cash Cuties pod, he explained that the company didn't have to pay 100% of the minimum wage to actors during the first 3 seasons. How do you not have to pay 100% of the minimum wage? How is that in anyone's contract? How is that even legal?
Doesn't that happen for servers in the US? You're in the restaurant business, aren't you, Potion?
Yeah.
Is that true? Do you get a minimum? Do they pay minimum wage?
Well, it
service
depends. In California, yeah, you get minimum wage. They get $15.50. And like Mississippi and Alabama, I think it's like $3.
$3?
But yeah, minimum wage if you're in the restaurant industry.
But you get to keep your tips.
Yeah, and I also hear that even if you get too much tips, they take some of that away of your base pay. So it just depends. But I'm sure these people are in California, so I'm not sure how they're getting away from getting paid minimum wage.
Well, not even 100% of minimum wage.
Unless their minimum wage is like a different type of minimum wage for the film industry, like, that they have under contract with whoever studios, like a minimum pay, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm. It says, in the 4th season, Disney rebooted the series to Liv and Maddie, Kelly style, utilizing this loophole to pay its talent less money. Other Disney shows like The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and Hannah Montana rebranded their 4 seasons, becoming The Sweet Life on Deck and Hannah Montana Forever, respectively. So they've done this to a lot of shows where like they get to the 4th season, then suddenly there's a subtitle on the show or something. And I guess this has all been like the loophole. Like, oh, we'll just call it something else. And now it's a new show, right?
I get that this is a sort of convenient byproduct of doing that, but I don't think this is why they've done this with Daredevil. I think Daredevil was always getting rebooted no matter what, because it wasn't under the Marvel Studios banner when it was at Netflix.
Yeah. I think
so the reboot.
I think the Daredevil, like you said, is a happy coincidence.
Yeah,
but it helped to highlight this problem on other shows.
Yeah, and I don't even think, if memory serves me right, Stephen DeKnight jumped off before the thing even started. So I think he was credited as I can't remember what he's credited as, but he wasn't. I don't think he was the showrunner. I could be wrong about that. I think somebody else stepped in as showrunner before it even started. So he wasn't. He was a bit salty about it from the very beginning.
Yeah.
That's why he's happy to talk about it now.
I'll have
to look that up, actually. I'll look it up.
Another interesting example is Bunked, a successful Disney Channel series that was initially a spinoff of Jessie following its 4th and final season. What's the problem with rebooting Daredevil for the MCU? Major television companies are no strangers to working around rules and exposing new ways to save money and potentially avoid paying their workers. So it should come as no surprise that there are 2 ongoing actors and writers' strike in an attempt for more fair pay and compensation in this new streaming world. Of course, actors like Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio are pleased to be welcomed into the MCU, having already appeared a total of 3 times since 2021. However, those who worked on the Daredevil show and other Marvel series on Netflix never reached a 4th season. Many fans are excited to see the reboot, but it appears to be coming at a cost. Amidst the ongoing strike, spurred by a fight for more equal pay and fair pay for those who act, write, and work on sets, this additional information could be seen as disheartening for many. So, I thought that was interesting. Disney, with all of its money, doing everything it can to screw the little guy.
And so I take it only the main actors keep their contracts all delicious, and like all the people who work like editing and lights and script and all this shit struggle. Yeah. That's the reason why after I finished going to film school and stuff, I didn't want to go over there, because working through film school and working on sets, like I'll be on there for like 12 hours, and I was just like thinking like, this is not worth my time or my money. Even though it's fun and you're doing a bunch of cool stuff, it's thinking like I'm not really gonna have a life or money. I'm just gonna be here on set all the time, and I'm gonna be lucky to have a job next month. So I don't know. It's just seems with all the money Hollywood's making with everything, it's just like they're being pretty greedy there, especially Disney.
Well, Disney's huge greedy. So how much did you get paid for being a fluffer?
Fluffer. I used to get paid. I used to get paid in cookies.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, chocolate chips. If it was a black person on set, I get double chocolate.
Cool.
Yeah.
I was wrong, by the way. It was Drew Goddard was going to be the showrunner, and he was replaced by Stephen DeKnight. So Stephen DeKnight did do the first season before Blinded comes in here and scolds me.
But what did Mick Knight do? Did Mick Knight do anything? Or
McKnight, I think he was probably just he just worked at McDonald's, I think.
Yeah.
At night time.
Larry Suge Knight. Hell yeah. That's from the Rippaverse comics. He is the Stone Cold wannabe. 6 pages of the comic dedicated to a promo by a knockoff Stone Cold.
There's actually a character called Suge Knight.
Yeah. No, Shungite.
Shungite. I can't wait to read this.
It's fantastic. Anyway, moving on. We got to talk about Microsoft. Microsoft, so greedy. Microsoft would buy Valve if opportunity arises, said Phil Spencer in leaked email. But his prime target was Nintendo, according to a 2020 email leaked during the FTC versus Microsoft trial.
So they're just aiming for small companies then.
Yeah.
Good for them.
I remember when I was proposing, what if Nintendo and Sony had got together? Everyone was like, no, it's impossible. It never happened. Apparently, I have the same kind of brain as Phil Spencer because we were like thinking big picture. Get that Nintendo.
Well, the reason why is because Nintendo hates Sony for, or
for the Super Nintendo.
Vice versa.
Or the PlayStation.
I mean, the Microsoft wants to buy everything. Xbox wants to buy all, different. They wanted to buy Rockstar at once, so I'm sure they want to buy anything that's available that's gonna make Xbox better. Obviously, Nintendo has the cream of the crop games, so if anybody were to get that, Sony, Apple, anybody, I mean, they'd definitely just be put on top no matter what. So that's like the grand prize, is to have Nintendo games on your platform.
I don't think Nintendo's ever, after the whole debacle with the, that was it. The ones where they had Link and Hotel Mario and all that shit. What was that?
Yeah.
3DO or whatever it was.
Yeah. After that, I don't think Nintendo, unless Nintendo just fucking collapses as a company.
Yeah, unless Japan goes through some kind of economic, breakdown for something, or war, then the companies start crumbling and they need help from the outside. I don't see them selling at all. I mean, they have a rich history of making, whatever they want to make, card games to now video games. So eventually, for all we know, they can go into freaking making EV cars next. Who knows? Like
they'll never sell up. They'll never
real life Mario Karts.
Yeah, for reals. I'm not joking. Like, so you can never count Nintendo out from anything. They can probably, like, they're like a Pixar. Like, they're like Disney. They're they're at that level of company.
And they could always fall back on their porn career. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they have that market cornered apparently. We went to The Verge because they had a better article. Microsoft's Phil Spencer says acquiring Nintendo would be a, quote, career moment. Microsoft gaming CEO Phil Spencer would really like to buy Nintendo someday. In August 2020 email to 2 top Microsoft marketing executives, Spencer wrote that Nintendo is the prime asset for us in gaming, and that getting Nintendo would be a career moment. And I honestly believe a good move for both companies. So this is in 2020. You know where he got this idea from? Tommy told him that Switch wasn't going to sell well. He's like, the Switch ain't selling as good as the Wii. Right now is the prime opportunity for you to just go in there and buy them out.
Well, they're good friends, so they were exchanging ideas at the time.
Yeah. What would you do if we read this email and there was like a mention of a guy named Tommy? So my good friend Tommy, I was like, what? Fuck.
Go make sense.
The emails were revealed as part of a tranche? I've never seen this word before. Anyone? Bueller?
Part of a what? A tranche?
Yeah.
Never heard the word tranche before.
No.
Yeah, it's like a deluge, a lot of tranche.
A portion of something is what the dictionary's telling me.
Okay.
Tranche, an uppity word used by idiots who want to sound smart.
Yeah.
Well,
There you go. That's why it's on the verge.
Yeah, probably. Of leaked documents from FTC v. Microsoft lawsuit. Just for you all know, see how I handle when I don't know something? I look it up live. Just do it live. Don't pretend like you know what something means when you clearly don't. Okay, because that's what took 6 hours last night. Part of it was people pretending they know what words mean and then having to be explained to them what the words actually mean.
Yeah, we'll do it live. Fuck it, we'll do it live.
One executive, Takeshi Numoto, asked Spencer and Chris Capicella in an email titled "Random Thought" about why Microsoft isn't finding acquisition targets like Nintendo a more attractive way to increase our consumer exposure and relevance. At the time, Microsoft was in discussions to acquire TikTok. What the fuck did Microsoft want to acquire TikTok for?
They were just hoovering everything up, weren't they, at that point?
Jesus. And Numoto didn't feel it would be the best match. He didn't want that Chinese app. Could you imagine it would just TikToks direct to your Xbox?
No thanks.
Right. This is from Phil Spencer. Takeshi, I totally agree that Nintendo is the prime asset for us in gaming, and today gaming is our most likely path to consumer relevance. I've had numerous conversations with the LT of Nintendo about tighter collaboration and feel like if any U.S. company would have a chance with Nintendo, we are probably in the best position. Oh, man. He's been exchanging emails. He's doing the Tommy route. I had many conversations. We talked. I've been talking to Nintendo. The unfortunate, or fortunate for Nintendo, situation is that Nintendo is sitting on a big pile of cash. They have a BOD that until recently has not pushed for further increases in market growth or stock appreciation. A BOD being board of directors. I say until recently, as our former Microsoft board of director member, Value Act, has been heavily acquiring shares in Nintendo. And I've kept in touch with Mason Morfitt, as he's been acquiring. It's likely he will be pushing for more from Nintendo stock, which could create opportunities for us. Without that catalyst, I don't see an angle to a near-term mutually agreeable merger of Nintendo and Microsoft. And I don't think hostile action would be a good move, so we are playing the long game. But our board of directors has seen the full write-up on Nintendo and Valve, and they're fully supportive on either opportunity arises as I am. So there you go. They got a guy on the inside buying Microsoft or buying Nintendo stock. They're getting ready. So do you think that if they bought Nintendo, if they merged, would we have another Switch? Would it be a portable Nintendo device that's really like a portable Xbox, but just labeled Nintendo?
Yeah, they would keep the brand. They would keep the brand separate, but it would ruin it. It'd be ruined.
But I don't think they could have two consoles, right? That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I said like there would be the Switch would be portable.
Yeah, it'd be a portable thing. But they would have Game Pass and all that shit on it. It would be weird, man. I don't want.
Like I said, I don't see them just go. Well, just give us some Nintendo games, right? Putting Nintendo games on a non-Nintendo console would just kill Nintendo. That's the only reason you buy Nintendo consoles is for you're definitely not buying it for Mortal Kombat 1, right? We've all seen the ridiculous screenshots of the Mortal Kombat 1 on Switch. So, without Mario, Metroid, Zelda, there's no reason to buy a Switch, realistically. Yeah. Like I said, I got one and I never played.
That's the only reason I buy one is for first party games.
So do I, but I think they would make them go the way of Sega, because or like they would drop Xbox and just do Microsoft Nintendo, or something, because having two consoles is stupid, and because they're competing with each other, obviously. But then
No,
again,
they would be for different markets though. Potion, they would
no,
be for.
even though I still they're still competing with each other. It's dumb. Like you don't want to have two consoles. It's like having two different.
Well, that's why I said one would be a handheld, not a console.
Yeah, it would be
like the
exclusively
Switch
handheld.
Lite.
I really don't think. And then people are going to complain that they have nothing but Nintendo games on their Switch Lite or whatever handheld.
No, it would have the Game Pass.
It would have Game Pass, yeah, and it'd be all streaming.
Okay, but I'm saying you're saying no Nintendo games on Xbox. It's like
No,
they
you would
could do
have
that
both.
too.
You would have the Nintendo games on
you're
your
gonna have two
Xbox.
consoles with the same thing on it, except one's gonna be a desktop and one's gonna be a handheld.
Yeah, just like how
Yeah.
they had a DS, and Nintendo had the DS and the Wii at the same time.
And it would be horrible. Don't
Then
get me wrong.
why not just make one console that does both like the Switch does? I mean, like I said, it doesn't make sense.
Because you would have the handheld Switch to be the lesser spec portable, and then the Xbox
Series X,
would be the.
yeah.
why would you have two? Like, it don't make sense, man. Just have one console.
You say that, but Nintendo Switch sold how many millions? And
because
that's two consoles.
Because it's a hybrid. That's what I'm saying. You create one hybrid. You don't create freaking one portable and then one like.
But what I'm saying is, you
either
would have,
hybrid or nothing now. You don't do
how many
don't
Xboxes?
do a one and done anymore. Like,
How many Xboxes sold?
I'm just saying, like, no one is in the market to just get a handheld console.
How many
anymore.
Switch Lites sold?
Only because you can the Switch Lites because they're like 149, man.
Yeah, the cheaper. That's why
Well,
they're so cheap.
they would still be cheap, is what
That's what
I'm
I'm
saying.
saying though. It's like unless you're gonna do something like that, like a novelty 149 thing that doesn't click off and it's only like that, then I understand. But it can't be a viable console and be the only console you're gonna have. Like people, like I think that the whole taking it on the go thing is done. Like people don't want a dedicated console like that anymore. If what the Switch has done, they changed the game. So from now on, Switches or Nintendos, they have to be duals if you ever want to do portable again. Like the Game Boys are dead now.
Could be.
Yeah.
Microsoft not buying Nintendo for the hardware.
No,
Buying
that's
Nintendo's like
I never
Minecraft
know.
for them.
But I'm
That
just saying,
is-
like,
that is
it would be
the truth.
best for them to switch their Xbox to Nintendo.
They said IP and merch is what they want them for.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate truth. Is the hardware would disappear for Nintendo. There'll be no more hardware. That
You-
thing that Tony's talking about is a best case scenario.
You would see the next Halo Master Chief would finally take his helmet off. It's a me, Mario.
It'll be Luigi and shit.
Or it's a hot chick like Samus.
It would be Samus. Not like Samus. It would be
Yeah.
Samus. That would be something, though. Could you imagine the next Metroid? They're like, Samus, we got your new suit. And you just see her walking into the Master Chief suit.
Forget it.
You guys would all go nuts.
Potion's out at that point.
No, I mean I don't mind that. I actually don't mind collaborations or cross things like that. I actually find them quite interesting, you know. If they can make it work.
Well, I'm not talking
worlds.
collaboration. I'm talking that she was always.
Oh, that she was always? Yeah.
That's the new lore.
And that's just her voice all deep.
It's got a voice modulator inside the helmet.
Well,
No, she wasn't.
Oh,
she
never
wasn't
mind.
always- she just became him. She was just trans in the end.
She was stressed.
Transitioned.
They pumped her up with those steroids. Like, I'm Master Chief now.
And then that guy can have another meltdown. What's his name?
As
Yeah.
Heels vs. Babies. Always doing this shit. Pronouns. All right. A leaked Xbox email reveals Microsoft scramble to fill huge hole in 2022 game lineup. Microsoft, they had a problem with their Game Pass. Big old hole in it. The revelations from leaked Microsoft emails are coming in thick and fast. The latest set reveals Microsoft scramble to find video games to fill a huge hole in its lineup in 2022. The email chain, which you can view in the slideshow of images below, kicked off with a message from Xbox boss Phil Spencer sent in May 2022 to a raft of senior Xbox staff, including head of Microsoft Studios, Matt Booty. That's a name right there. Sarah Bond, who leads Microsoft's game business development team, and Xbox Chief Financial Officer, Tim Stewart. Spencer does not mince his words, pointing out to the high-profile delay of Bethesda game studio Starfield out of 2022 and into 2023. A lack of clarity on when Arcane's Redfall would come out. It eventually launched in May 2023 to a disastrous fashion, and understandable delays to Stalker 2, whose developer GSC Game World is contending with the war in Ukraine. IGN has asked Microsoft for comment. I'm sure they haven't given you any. Oh man, these emails are tiny as fuck. It says, from a 3P options perspective, we have done an assessment of options beyond certain plan. For quarter two, there are a few impactful D&Ds. The best option would be to attempt to go after a higher performing short window title to plus up the holiday period. These titles would include WB Lego Star Wars and Techland Dying Light, all across PCs and consoles. Additionally, we could potentially... Fuck. That's in the way. All right, fuck it. They just needed games. All right, they didn't have enough games.
I hate their image viewer. Their image viewer is so horrible on this website.
Let's just say they needed games, okay? They just needed fucking games.
See,
Has it been that bad? Real? I was not subscribed for a few months. I don't know, Potion. You probably know more.
Well, first party games, yeah, but I mean, they still had a bunch of third party games for me to play, so I was fine. I didn't even try Redfall when it, so I wasn't even looking forward to that one. But I mean, and of course, Ukraine war with soccer, that I was looking forward to that. But I don't think it was that bad. It just lacked first party games. The thing is, I'm actually glad that this came out because it shows that they knew that everything was not good and they were scrambling to try to fix it. You know what I mean? So at least they weren't trying to pretend like everything was all honky-dory and this is just, they knew they're screwing up and they know that Xbox fans expect, games, so at least they're trying to deliver, or at least they're feeling the pressure. Unlike freaking the
Sony.
CEO of Sony over there. I don't know how he's doing.
He's doing fine.
Yeah, you didn't care.
Yeah, you don't care that PlayStation has no games this holiday season. Nothing but Spider-Man.
Nothing but Spider-Man. I'm here. Got an ad. What did I miss? Nothing much. Everyone is wondering if you're okay from last night. I'm always okay. I'm fantastic. I got an earful from the lawyers. They were not happy. They had to go through a 6.5 hour live stream with a fine-tooth comb. I think we're covered legally, but we were close. They're rock stars, so it's fine. They're used to it. I did get that case from Rumble. I don't know if you guys remember a couple weeks back. Rumble had claimed the Mike Mullis clip that we had.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we fought that and we won.
Rumble gave up. They tried to strike you on Rumble?
No. They tried to strike us.
Tried to strike the video.
Rumble copyright claimed the video here on YouTube.
Because Tony was showing a Rumble video on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
But don't worry. Like I said, we took care of it. I fought it, and Rumble said, no, we don't want a piece of the frog. Can't handle it. Can't handle the heat. So we're good. Yeah, legally, Bianca, legally. Our lawyers, top-notch lawyers.
Me and Bianca stay nice and legal. We haven't had a claim for 3x3 eyes yet, have we?
You know what? I didn't even check. Let me look.
No, we haven't. I know we haven't. We cleared it with the lawyers, didn't we, Bianca?
No, you're right.
I think they were lawyers.
No claims. So we're good.
Yeah, the lawyers said we were good. Despite the fact that I showed basically the entire show. Now they're coming after us.
But you didn't use any audio, so that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
So right now we're only sitting on 1, 2, 3, 4 yellows. Everything else is green. So we're good.
As soon as I get you a strike, you can fire me.
That'll be our second strike on the channel, and then that'll be it for us.
Well, it's 3 and you're out, right?
Yeah, but if they strike a live stream, then we can't
okay.
live stream for like a month or something.
Damn. Then we have to come over to my channel and stream. Can you imagine that?
I could.
That would be awesome.
We'd have way too many viewers. I wouldn't know what to do with ourselves.
Yeah. Still more viewers than Rumble.
Probably. Still more viewers than some people. I went to someone's stream. I'm not gonna name any names, but I was eating. Where I was like, I need to watch something while I'm eating, and I went to a stream of somebody that we know. Not anybody that we know in a negative way. No, on here on YouTube, right? I was like, oh, this guy's streaming, right? And I went to the stream, and there was nobody in there. I was like, fuck.
Well, Sweet's going at the moment.
I know of a few of a person that streams and nobody goes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Lonely guy over there.
Anyone in particular? Any
No, it's just the gods are lonely. They gods can't hang out with humans, so they stream alone.
Always alone. Tony going to some random stream to catch fish. Yes. Hate them to come to his stream and cook them. That's how you do it. That's how you get people to know you. I still can't believe that one dude is so mad. I just went into a chat and it's like, well, I'll come on if you want. Right? Like, so how dare you, sir? Sir, how dare you offer? Who do you think the audacity? The utter. Like I said, I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm wrong. But every stream that I've been to, except for that one, apparently I was out of line. But every other stream I've been to, the host of the stream interact with the audience. And you comment, they talk about what you're commenting, and there's a back and forth, right?
Yeah, for the most part.
That one, they were like, no, you're distracting. Don't distract us.
Don't you know etiquette, sir? You must
Yeah.
submit an application.
Stay on point. Don't. If you're not caught up to the stream, I don't want to hear you commenting about something we said 10 seconds ago, 10 minutes ago, right? You got to be up to date.
I know, I hate that. It's like sometimes it takes me a long time to type, man.
Yeah. Oh, I hate that when I'm arguing with somebody, right? When they actually are engaging and I'm typing, I'm like, they'll say like, "Oh, Tony, you did this," and then I'll type out my answer, and then like 5 minutes later, they're like, "What does that have to do with anything?" I'm like, "I'm responding to the thing you said like 5 minutes ago. You don't remember you?" And then like you're trying to like explain, and then they're like, then they'll read your explanation 10 minutes later, like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like, never mind.
Forget it.
Yeah, like, are we talking or are we not talking? Like, whoa.
That's when you go, fuck it, just let me on.
Yeah, it really is. Because it's so frustrating. They think that it's like, there's no evenness, right? Because I can keep talking for like 40 minutes by the time you write one comment. And if I don't choose to read it, then your side of the conversation is lost to everybody else, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So Bianca only made it to the last hour of that stream.
Well, she's only got an hour left, or
of the 6
is that what
hours.
you mean, Bianca? You've watched 5 hours of the 6.
Yeah.
I haven't watched
Is the
any
Alpha
of it yet.
Eagle coming back on to stream for another 6 hours? He might. He was in the comment section the next day, declaring victory. So he might be back.
Again, we've heard that before.
So funny.
Like the first 20 minutes, or not even like 10 minutes in, actually listening, I was like, I seriously thought he was special at first. And then as it kept on going, I was like, oh no, he's just delusional.
Yeah. Well, I asked him several times, I'm like, are you sure? I was like, because I would feel like if you are, just say you are. Stop yelling at you, right?
I didn't know you asked him. That's funny.
Yeah. I was legit too. I was like, dude, if you're special, right? Like, just say it. Like, I'll stop. Like, I don't want to yell at someone who really is having cognitive difficulties, right? Like,
the wall.
Yeah. Alpha Eagle needs to do a classic 10-hour stream. Yeah. Someone asked me, how did I last 6 hours without peeing? Like, everyone always asks, like, is this unusual to hold your piss? Am I the only one who does this or is able to do this?
56K says Taserface ends up being the most sane out of all of them.
Yeah,
he's my boy, man. Taserface is my boy.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
He's still like going off on Twitter, but he's the nicest out of all of them. Like, he came in, he's like, yeah, you're right. He's like, I don't understand. I haven't read comics, right? He's like, I concede I might not know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, okay, we can work with that.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, okay, cool.
It's when he came in and he went, you don't know who this is? Come on, Tony, you don't know who this is? Come on, man. But Tony's going, no, I don't know who you are.
Bianca says if he was then on being on streams making fun of Robert's autism, isn't that worse? Yeah, it really is. I've been on streams with Robert. I know how he gets a little excitable sometimes because of the way his brain works and everything, right? There's really no reason to make fun of it.
Robert,
even if you're arguing with him.
He's the guy who's on Nerdettes.
Yeah.
The guy who popped in here that one time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. He seems like a nice guy.
He is. He's a totally nice guy. If you have no argument, right, there's really no point in making fun of somebody's physical appearance, mental capacity, the way they speak, unless you have no argument, right?
Only Tony's, because he can take it.
Yeah. And I don't give
Jesus.
a shit. Like, you make fun of like the way I look or the way I sound or something, and I'm just gonna ignore it and go back to hitting you on the point. He called extra hero extra bro, and he kept calling it out like, why? He's like, why can't I didn't read it? I'm like, how did you get bro from HE? Like, it's like the HE became a B. Like, well, I can't see. I'm like, well, no wonder why you're simping for Melanie Mac. Man couldn't stop typing. Is he okay? He ain't. He really ain't. He needs to change his name to Mental Gymnastics Eagle. You should have been on there with us, Blinded. You could have helped him. You could have tag teamed with us. But yeah, that if you haven't watched it and you want a good laugh, go to that. He starts getting really heated at one point and yelling and just like making a jackass out of himself.
I'm going to save it for Wednesday. I'm going to do the Hills on Wednesday. So I'm going to listen to it.
In that stream, there actually isn't even a need to watch like what's going on, right? You could just listen to it. It is one that's mostly talking. So it's not like here where you got to look at screens and more. Yeah. All right. Last Microsoft news. FTC says Microsoft leaked its own stuff. Phil Spencer downplays relevance of confidential docs. We will share the real plans when we are ready. Good job, Phil. You fooled us all. I purposely leaked those to throw you off. Following a huge leak of confidential Microsoft.
Huh? What was in the leak?
The stuff we just read.
Okay.
And a bunch of other inconsequential stuff.
I thought it was like more different, embarrassing stuff.
There's a lot of there's so many emails. It's just like a ton of emails.
Oh, so it's like a trove of emails and shit.
Yeah.
I love how they use that. They use that photo of him holding the coffee with a smug look on his face. I love that one.
I'm sure in the coming weeks someone will find another one, like because they'll be going through and like, hey, he said, did you see this one? You guys missed this one. Following a huge leak of confidential Microsoft documents which revealed apparent plans for a new Xbox controller and Xbox Series X refresh, it looks clear that Microsoft itself is responsible for the accidental info dump. The FTC is currently battling Microsoft in court over its intentions to acquire Activision Blizzard, and as with any legal inquiry into a company's business plans, stacks of internal Microsoft documents have been requested as evidence. Some of those documents are made available to the public unredacted, but courts usually allow companies to redact or entirely withhold particularly sensitive documents from public eyes. Although some internet onlookers jumped to blame the FTC for these confidential files appearing on a court server earlier this week, the FTC and judge indicates otherwise. Why are judges going on Twitter? That's first off. I think that we should probably put a stop to that, right?
I think so. They shouldn't be on Twitter. Yeah.
That's how all court business should be conducted. On Twitter.
You think it's on Twitter? It's like we're all waiting for the verdict on Twitter as we're refreshing. Guilty. And
then one lawyer just pops in with like cat filter on, like that one guy did.
I don't know why I'm a cat.
I can assure you, I'm not a cat.
We are coming to that world, aren't we? Eventually, where it's going to be like
a
YouTube live stream. No, it's gonna be like a YouTube live stream doing. We don't have to go to court. You just like here's the link to StreamYard, and you just all right, Your Honor, I'd like to call my first witness, and you just pop in the little thing.
Well, you had a sort of dress rehearsal of it during the pandemic, so That's how it's going to be. And people realise that we can actually do this. Some people haven't even been back to work since. They're all working at home.
It's gonna be idiocracy just barreling towards us faster and faster. The FTC was not responsible for uploading Microsoft plans for its games and consoles to the court website. He's responding. That's Douglas L. Farrer. He's not a blue check mark. Apparently, he's the judge, maybe. But Tom Warren says, if you're just waking up to the massive Xbox leak overnight, then here's a great place to catch up. Our story stream of all the top leak info, including a new Xbox X Series design, next gen in 2028, and more at The Verge. So the judge is following The Verge. The judge is like, hey, by the way, that article from The Verge, that was Xbox's fault. Tweet. That's the tweet.
So they're saying the next generation is going to be 2028.
Yeah.
What are we
Too
at
soon,
now?
man. Too soon. What are we at now? 2023.
Oh, no, that's
We're
good.
almost-
5 years.
That's good.
Nah, a bit
Well,
longer. than that, at least.
you just got your Xbox, so I've had mine since launch. So what? I've had mine for 3 years, 2 years.
Yeah, but I like to make sure I've not made a horrible, horrible mistake. I've done that before with the Sega Saturn. I'll never do that again.
I loved my Sega Saturn, even though
Yeah, but nobody else did. That was the problem, Posh.
even though nobody
loved
else did, I loved it, dude. I
loved
did.
mine
And
too.
they ended up breaking into my house and and stealing it. Well, half of it. They ended up getting.
Someone stole half of your Saturn.
Well, they were in the middle of it, and then my grandpa came in and he kind of foiled the whole thing. But they did take the actual unit though, and the wires were still left and everything. But they took
Damn.
the unit,
That's
you
a
know.
little bit more than half of your Saturn.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying.
That's the main.
And they only took like
Most of it. It's like 80%
yeah,
of the
my
Saturn.
games are still
That's
there.
the part you need.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
They-
actually the Saturn. The wires are
the most part,
inconsequential.
Yeah, but so that kind of broke my heart, and I didn't have the heart to buy a new one because it was already gonna die. So I was like, well, what's the point?
I did end up with 2 Dreamcasts at one point though.
That's odd.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
I had one sort of. It was my brother's, but I used it, and then I don't know. He decided to sell it, and I ended up. Someone owed me money, and instead of getting the money back, they gave me a Dreamcast. So
That's good.
yeah, it's a pretty good deal. It wasn't a lot of money either. It was like 20 quid. Says, yeah, I'll have that.
Fuck yeah. All right, so the FTC was not responsible for uploading Microsoft's plans for its games and consoles to the court website. FTC Public Affairs Director Douglas Ferraro wrote on X today. He followed that statement with an image of Judge Jacqueline Scott Corley's order to remove the documents from the public server, drawing attention to the bit that notes that, quote, Microsoft provided the link to the files containing its non-public information. So yeah, Microsoft fucked up. How do you fuck that up?
Interns, I mean, people that are not being careful.
Uh,
I mean,
now-
people are idiots. Even
They really are.
yeah.
So that's all well and good, but here's an even more important story for you guys. According to this link here, this is the Harry Potter cast is totally changed these days. So Dobby turned into Juliana
No, it looks like that.
from Dancing with the Stars. That's a glow up right there. Like I would have never guessed.
These clickbait articles are getting to the point where they just don't even try.
Hold on, real quick. What'd you call him?
That's Dobby, isn't it?
Dobby?
Isn't
Yeah,
that
he's
the Harry
Dobby,
Potter
yeah.
Dobby?
Or is it Dobby?
No, it's
Dobby.
Dobby.
I think it's Dobby.
It's
No, it's
Dobby.
Dobby.
They say Dobby in the movie.
Do they?
Yes.
Da with the A, like DAWB, whatever. Dobby.
No, he
Yes.
says, I'm Dobby, sir. That's what he
I
says.
think it's with the O, but okay.
Well,
Anyways,
Maybe-
My name's Dobby, sir.
Dobby.
Dobby. Fucking Dobby.
Dobby. Anyways,
Stop saying it wrong.
Dobby's pretty hot.
I'm a hot woman now.
Actually,
look.
that part makes me cry still.
Dobby.
See, Dobby. That's what I said.
Dobby.
Oh,
No, not Do. That's Da.
Do.
Dobby.
Dobby. That's Dobby. Not
Dob.
Da. Da would be DAW. Dobby.
How to pronounce Dobby correctly?
Yeah, but is that talking about the character though? that
We are
pronunciation?
looking at how to pronounce this name. Yes.
Oh, don't
In
have
the
a foreign
Harry
guy
Potter
telling you how to do it.
series, but how do you go about pronouncing his name? Dobby. Pretty
Dobby.
straightforward once you know.
Yeah, see, Dobby.
No,
Dobby. Dobby. Dobby.
That one's wrong.
Dobby.
That's what
Go
it
bring
says.
up Tony. Bring
Wait,
up. I know it's going to get us
I have the
flagged.
movie. I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say bring it up because it's going to get us flagged. But we could hear the character say it himself.
Well, because they have an accent.
But he said, but
Like Harry
that's how he
Potter.
says his own name. I'm Dobby.
But Finbar's from the UK, so he knows.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm from the very city where she wrote the book. I'm not from it, but I live in it.
No,
I
like
think I should
I'm not
know.
joking,
I think
though,
I'm
like,
a bit of a subject matter expert.
I
here.
really do love the movies, and I watched them so many times. Like I'm a Potterhead. If you like, not officially, but like
And you
I
can't
kid
remember
not.
how he said his own name.
I kid you not, it's like Dobby, like Dolby, like Dobby.
Dolby.
Yeah, that's the way that I hear it, but maybe not. I mean,
Hearing wrong. Sorry.
What else we got? Besides the Harry Potter Dobby?
Moving on.
Yeah, moving on. We got more important things because I know I'm surprised Jan and them haven't been in the chat asking.
Amico?
Any Amico news?
We got Amico news. I don't know if this is Amico news or this is Nintendo news, but hey, you can play Dyna Blaster for $20 American.
It's cheaper on Xbox.
Is it?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, I think it is.
I'm looking it up right now. Buy Dyna Blaster Xbox. It is $19.99.
Oh yeah, I was looking at it in pounds, obviously. So,
Obviously.
well, how much is that for me then on Switch? Let's see.
Probably 20
Dyna Blaster.
something.
Switch.
Extra Hero says Edinburgh, baby.
Yeah.
So if you are interested in Dyna Blaster, if you were like, hey, that looked like an interesting game and I wanted to play it, you could play it here.
On a game on a system that has grapes? I don't know.
Yeah, too many grapes.
Too many grapes.
It says the legendary classic bomber is back. Dyna Blaster is now available as a new and improved 3D action and multiplayer game. The legendary classic bomber is back. Dyna Blaster is now available as. Why did you just repeat the same shit? Bad. This is bad press copy. Dyna Blaster at a glance. One of the best bomber games ever. Well, right there. That's it.
There's only There's only one other one.
Well, that's why it's one of the best. There's so little of them, right? So it's got to be up there.
Okay, stop the presses. Dyna Blaster on Switch in the UK, £17.99. Xbox, $16.74. So it's cheaper on Xbox. I was right.
In the UK.
Sorry, in the UK.
You know what? Probably because of BBG being based in Germany.
Germany. We don't get any perks anymore since we left the EU.
Oh yeah.
We're treated as foreign as you guys are now.
Yeah, but isn't it usually more expensive? Like if it's $20 here, isn't it like 25 equivalent over there?
I don't know. It seems to be the pound is a lot closer to the dollar than it used to be, so I don't know.
Maybe it moved.
You may be right.
Who owns Dyna Blaster to begin with? It was BBG. So we have one game here is one Amico exclusive, quote unquote. Local, you get local multiplayer up to 4 players, online multiplayer up to 4 players. A new, very special cooperative keys collecting mode, well-balanced single-player mode, 50 exciting levels and 5 stunning worlds, customization of your own character, 9 unique bonuses and power-ups, a lot of awesome visual and sound effects. So what exactly would be unique to the Amico version? Because remember, it's got to be unique. That's why it's exclusive. So
you would get a border on the left-hand side of the screen where you can see stuff going into the
that isn't supposed to be there.
Going into the loading area. Yeah.
Yeah, you get a little extra screen time.
Because right now, with the Amico home versions, right, there's going to be literally nothing exclusive because you got no lights. You can't even say, well, the flashing lights, because that doesn't work, right?
I don't know if you realize this or not, Tony, but Tommy Tallarico was a liar.
Yeah.
He lied a lot.
People go on the internet and tell lies.
Yeah. They swindle you out of money.
What you don't understand is COVID changed everything, okay?
Yeah.
It's all
So-
COVID's fault.
It's all COVID's fault. You can't.
And the haters. Don't forget the haters.
And the haters are very important. Will Dyna Blaster be on Amico Home? I don't know. I don't think it shows anything for Amico Home on the website. But then again, Amico Home is still a new concept, right? It's not like it was something that was announced years ago.
For all we know, Amico Home's not coming out.
It already came out. It was sideloaded onto two fucking. Did you see the whole thing with the Amico Home potion?
Yeah. I saw you talk about it, and then I saw somebody else too talk about it. It was bad. Oh, this JC
Smash. Smash
JC.
was talking about it,
Yeah. I like watching his Amico stuff just because I like
because
to
he's been
see
in the
that-
inside. Yeah.
No, not because of that. Because I like to see like the bitterness in him. It's in there, and like
No, but that's why he's bitter, because he's been on the inside and he's had money taken from him.
yeah, but
I don't
watch
laugh
retro
about it, but
retro bro stuff. He's in the inside, you know. So
Does
it's
Retro Bro still do stuff?
he doesn't really talk about it though.
I don't know. I don't watch his channel anymore, but like that's the thing. Like I don't feel like whenever Smash puts stuff for Amico, I always watch. You know, it's just for some reason. I just like to. I think it is because he got burnt, so I like to see what kind of envy or what kind of fire, jealousy, everything. You know, because I mean that's kind of his thing now.
He was pretty mad when those pilot consoles went out to DJC and Mike Mullis.
I think he was mad more when Atari Creep got one, just because the other two went out a long time ago, and then they still had 6 months later. They sent just why didn't they send to Smash? You know, I mean, we know why, but I think that was just like more dirt pushed in his eye or whatever.
He should have sent it to me. I'm the one who needs it. Bacon Ice Cream did the home demo. Yeah,
They should have sent it to Nick. Maybe Nick didn't want one though, for all we know.
Well, Geeks with Cash.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't get one.
That's what
Well,
I'm
he's
saying.
out. He's like,
But I'm saying, I wonder why. Like, I wonder if they did offer and he just probably didn't want to deal with the
don't know
back.
if
after he wrote
wouldn't have turned
the
it down.
email for Tommy, I think he was done with the company. You forgot about that, didn't you guys?
What
email?
email?
Remember the email that they announced? I think it was one of the pushback emails. Tommy had sent it to him. He's like, look this over, and Nick rewrote some stuff, apparently.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
And he said it. He talked about it in the one thing. He's like, yeah, Tommy had sent me the email to look over it and to proofread it and stuff or something. It was a long time ago. This was maybe like 2 years ago now.
Damn.
But why would it have taken so long for him to drop out then?
Because they were his
Only
friends.
recently. All right.
Yeah, it's because they were his friends, and he just wanted to hang out with them and have fun and all that stuff. But
I mean, look how long it took Retro Bro to drop out. He was like, I knew it was a scam for months. And like, yeah, but you kept shilling for it, even though you knew it was a
was
scam.
using it to grow his channel, like that was his sole purpose. You know, like I just want to grow my channel. I'm gonna be on the bottom line of a console. I'm gonna have all this inside scoop. People are gonna come over, and it did work for a while when he had that podcast. But then, woo.
Well, I mean, Nick's over there on the Geek Story, and he's got over 1,000 now. So
Yeah.
he had one of his videos blew up, 17,000 views on a TurboGrafx video.
Yeah. Yep, he did.
Good for him.
Well, he's been quickly replaced, hasn't he? By
I know, dude.
as Mr. Ong in the chat there says, by Steven Seagal.
All right. But now, if this wasn't bad enough, we also got one more game. This one broke my heart. Shark, $14.99. It's going to release in 2023. It's not out there yet, but it's coming. Astro
Why did it break
Smash
your
is
heart?
not on the store. Why?
You're gonna get to play it.
Look at that. $15. $15.
You're
I
gonna get
wonder-
to play it, Tony. Play it with your
Yeah,
fucking families.
I wonder if like all the people who were into Amico are gonna get these because I know they have a Switch, you know.
They're not.
And like yeah, because I mean these aren't Amico games, you know, or television games.
No, they're waiting for home. They're gonna wait for home.
But I mean they're the ones that are hyping all these games up, you know. So it's like buy them, they're out.
Remember, they never, for as much shit that they talked, for as much bullshit that they spewed, they never actually cared about any of these games, any of them, because we constantly were like, oh, you like this? Look, here's the exact same kind of game, right? At one point, Beefy had a list of equivalents, right, of all the Amico games. They never talked about them. There was never, hey, here's this game coming out on Switch that it's a new version of like Shark, or it's a new version of like Astro Smash or something, right?
We have like Feeding Frenzy. We have Bomberman. You know, the original. I mean, like the Coke, not Pepsi. So yeah, the list goes on.
They were so excited over Breakout. It was like, how many different fucking Breakout clones are all over the fucking PlayStation Store? Yeah,
yeah.
But it
they
was
don't
all
care
about
about any of those.
it was all about exclusive features and the controller, the unique controller, and it was about the system and
it was about Intellivision. I think at one point, and I hate dragging Cyrus's name into this because he's so over it. But at one point, Cyrus basically admitted, like, I'm only interested because it has the Intellivision name on it. Like, it has nothing to do with anything other than it was an Intellivision game, right? So these guys aren't going to get it. They're 100% not going to buy any of these games. You're not going to see Geeks with Cash, Bacon Ice Cream, DJC, Mullis. None of these guys are going to buy these games on other platforms and review them and talk about them and play them, right? Because it was never about the games. It was never about playing games with your family. They all have Switches. Switch has millions of games, not millions, exaggerating, but it has lots of games that you can play with your family, right? So why weren't they? If that was the point, why weren't they like, hey, while we were waiting for Amico, here's a game on Switch you could play, right? This game is great for families. Never.
fucking families.
Fucking families. You know, how many Taito classics, how many old arcade games keep coming back and they're like re-releasing them? You don't see them talking about that shit. There's a reason.
DJC talked about a bunch of television games.
Yeah, but they're not re-releases. He talked about old television
ones. Yeah, he always does. At least he's really into the console, not just convenient.
Just so you know, if you get Shark, you get superb sounds compiled and designed by famous game music composer Tommy Tellerico. And he has won over 35 industry awards and has worked on more than 300 titles.
That bit there's a troll. They've put that in there as a troll to him. They've watched the H. Bomber Guy video and they've stuck that in as a troll.
You think so?
Yeah. Because BBG has written this, hasn't it? They've written the...
Yeah.
Yeah, they put it in as a troll.
Janong says, if the game isn't on Amico, we don't care.
The only thing they're missing off of that bullet point list there is his mother is very proud.
You know what? If I was a better person, game designer, if I actually had any sort of ability, I would have made your mother is so proud game. You got to do various things. It's like a little meter of how proud your mother is and all the little accomplishments you do. Like a bunch of little mini games, like Tommy running tapes. Look at Tommy's making new music. Your mother is very proud.
Is Gator's busy?
He's always busy.
Yeah, I suppose he is.
Seriously, I think that is my biggest failing in this whole saga, because I've had like 8 or 9 different games that I like conceptualized. I'm like, oh, this would be awesome to make like as a joke, but it's already over. Like now we're so far past it. Like it's not that funny
it's
anymore.
not worth it. It's not funny no more.
But if I could have, had that ability and skill, I would have had it. I would have had a bunch of them. Had it all ready to go.
I'd buy them.
I was going to give one away for free. Give one away for free. We haven't seen Turbo Joe in a while. What's he up to?
What is he up to? I haven't been to his channel. I don't think he's been uploading.
Is his channel even still there? Jesus.
I don't know. Yeah, he was doing the one wheel for a good while. I wonder if he just
I love Turbo Joe. He's awesome.
Let me see. 4 months ago was his last video. Jeez. And then a year ago was his last live stream.
What was his before the 4 months? What was this video before that?
7 months.
What?
Yeah, so there was a 3-month gap between those two videos. And they're not even one wheels anymore. They're like motorized skateboards. He's got a new 4-wheel motorized skateboard thing.
I wonder if it's probably just over YouTube or over recording. I don't know.
It's weird. You got all the arcade 1-up guys. They've all changed, and they're now hawking
It's because
pinball.
most of them saw the arcade one up for what it was, and the company and the freaking units, and like that community sucks, man. They're a bunch of weirdos over there. bunch of like there's a bunch of like nerds, weird people, just like
Yeah,
and I watched them,
we're
it's
all cool. We're all cool.
I'm
though.
not
It's
joking.
like-
Like at least over here we have like normal people. The weirdest one is
Do we?
Jam. I just joking. I'm just, you know what I mean? It's just like we're like pretty normal-ish, but over there they're like weird people, man. So the ones that saw it and like knew they were better than everyone now, not better, but were like above a league, they went to straight arcade. They're doing big things, you know. And then other ones are still scrambling and to figure out what to do, and then some of them are still stuck in the cycle.
Well, I will tell you what, because I was privy to some inside baseball in regards to arcade 1-up. A lot of what people don't understand is they basically fuck themselves. They are a failure due to their own success, right? Because you can only sell so many, right? There's only so much room in a house for arcade 1-ups, right?
Yeah.
You can't have like 40 arcade 1-ups. So at some point, you know, people are like, oh, well, I'll skip this cabinet because I don't want it, right? But they basically needed everyone to keep buying every single cabinet because they kept spending more and more money on the licensing, right? Because originally you could put out Pac-Man, cheap license, and the cabinets were like generic cabinets, right? So they didn't have to pay for that. But when they started like, oh, we got to get the official Mortal Kombat art on it, right? So you got to pay for that, the art separate license. So you got to get the license for the game, the license for the art, the license for the cabinet style, right? So you can have all the little the faux coin slots and shit on it, right?
Yeah.
So that's 3 licenses just for one cabinet, right? And that shit's expensive. Mortal Kombat's hot right now. Yeah, it's an older game, but you're still buying the license, and they're not just going to give it to you because it's older game for cheap, right? Killer Instinct. What is it? Microsoft owns that now.
Yeah.
They're not giving it away for cheap.
But I think someone else has a right for an arcade for it.
No, they do now because the deal ran out with Arcade 1-up, but they didn't sell enough cabinets. They spent a bunch of money on Killer Instinct. It was like Ridge Racer, Fast and the Furious, and something else. It's like 4 cabinets that really just fucked them over because everyone's like, "Oh, we want this, we want this, we want NFL Blitz," and NFL's like, "Well, you can have Blitz, but you can't have the late hits, right?" That was an NFL decision, right? That was not Arcade 1-up. That wasn't John D. That wasn't Scott Backrack. That wasn't the developers. That was literally the NFL told them we cannot have our NFL image be smirched by late hits anymore, right? Because of the whole concussion thing and all that. So they had to take that out. So they took that out, and everyone complained. Well, that's not the real game. We don't want it. Well, what the fuck do you expect? Like, they did the best they could, right? They gave you the game that they could give you, and you guys didn't buy it. So it's shit like that, like them trying to force online because they're like, oh, well, we want it online. And they're like, okay, well, we'll put it online because you 20 people in the community are like crying about online, right?
Yeah.
And it's like an extra expense now.
And that's the
they
thing.
couldn't afford.
Like, I understand if you're trying to make like, well, it's like the business model is, like you said, you know, they're shooting stuff in the foot because people only have so much space. So especially the ones that are collecting it, the ones that are telling you what they want. So, and it's like, essentially you need to ignore those people and try to do things cheaper for the mass media or for the mass, mass, you know, mass market. Because mass market, you want them to, they'll probably pick up 1, 2, probably throw in the garage, you know. They don't care about online. They don't care about all that fancy stuff like about the official stickers on the end, you know. They just care that this one can play Pac-Man. This one can do Simpsons, you know. So, and they remember playing that back in the day, so they're gonna buy those two. They might buy a third one, who knows? But the people who are collecting it would have rooms, you know, arcade rooms. Like I said, you only have so much room, and those ones want online. They want all the bells and whistles because they're collectors type of deals. But you can't sustain a business just on collectors because this stuff is so big.
Yeah, and everyone was complaining about like, well, the quality is real cheap. No shit. That now you want them to buy like the greatest, like the best wood. You want like
that's why they were $3.99 to begin with. You know, it was cheap, and now you want heavier wood. You want, you know, all this other stuff, better buttons, and you know, like arcade buttons, you know, real ones. Then they're gonna cost more money, and obviously you need to make more profit, so you're gonna inflate it a little too. But
they're not like 800 or something now. They've gone up,
and that keeps going up.
And you think about it, it's like it's 800 for like 1 or 2 games, you know, 3 games at most on a cabinet, and it's like that's a shitload of money. You can just buy a PlayStation and, you know,
have. Well, like I said, it's because they spend so much on the license, right? So then they have to project how many we're going to sell. And they go, well, we're only projected to sell 10,000. So now what's the price in order to pay for the license, right? So they got to be $800. Well, now we're going to sell less. Shit, now they got to be 900 because we're going to sell less. Shit, now we're selling like, it's just a fucking death spiral.
Yeah.
Right? Because there really isn't this huge market for arcade cabinets, right? As much as everyone thinks there really isn't. It's not this huge fucking booming market, you know. I bet you I can go up and down my blocks here, and it'll take me probably like 2 hours before I find someone who has a fucking arcade one-up in their house.
Right? It's like Potion saying it's the space issue. It's okay to be a collector of something, but to collect these things, you'd need like, I mean, I could probably empty this garage out and I could fit some in here, but trying to explain that to my wife about why I'm cleaning the garage out so I've got space for several arcade units, I'd be fucking divorced tomorrow.
Not even that. Could you imagine telling your wife, I want to buy a new game? Okay. It's going to be like $400. Okay. Like $400 and $900. Okay. How many games come with one? And I'm going to play it maybe like 10 times.
Yeah.
It's going to be in the garage.
And I'm going to leave it plugged in and it's going to suck so much juice out of the electricity.
So if I unplug it, then it's going to reset my score. So you can't unplug it. So
yeah, keep it running on a generator.
There was so many, like, they should have got out. Like, once they like were hitting big during the pandemic, and they started, instead of expanding, they said, okay, that's it, we plateaued, boom, just we're done. Get out while we still have money. Instead of, no, we'll keep taking loans and we'll keep trying to make deals to make it work. It was never going to work. It was never going to be a sustainable model, especially if they were listening to you guys. I hate to say it, but the community probably killed Arcade One Up, right?
Yeah, because they wanted these units to be closer to the real thing, and
well, not just closer to the real thing. They also wanted specific cabinets, right?
Yeah,
because like we said, like you could throw on like a Galaga cabinet. It's probably going to be monumentally cheaper than a Killer Instinct, right? Just because of the license.
Mortal Kombat,
I could probably go to the people who own fucking like Centipede and get them to agree to sell the license so I can make arcade cabinets. Right?
Yeah, we can make some Amico game cabinets.
Right, but you know, like, there's no way Microsoft is going to be like, yeah, Tony, you know, give us $100. No, right? That's like the difference in just scale between the two companies. So it was never a model that was going to sustain itself. And then I've heard people going, well, they should put multi games on it, right? That's a fucking licensing nightmare. Do you think Microsoft is like, yeah, we're going to be okay with you putting one of our games on it, and then like a fucking another company's game, like a Midway game on it, right? No. Now you're gonna have to license it twice, so you're gonna pay 2 licenses for one cabinet.
They could do it from the same developer, though. I think the Turtles one not have the arcade game in Turtles in Time on it, and you could switch between the two.
Yeah, but again, you're gonna license 2, and it's probably easier to go, okay, let me get 2 of your games, right, for the license versus like because literally that's what they said. Because I think Ad Games is coming out with like a multicade, and iArcade had the multicade, but they don't want like, oh, give me like 100 cheap games or like 100 like Apple Arcade type shit, right? They want like Killer Instinct, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, all on one cabinet.
They want big arcade games, you know.
Yeah. And it's just like, no, you're not going to get Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and Killer Instinct on one cab. It's a fucking logistical nightmare as far as licensing goes, right?
Yeah.
So it was never. So yeah, the arcade one and done.
Yeah, they should have just whenever they're at their peak, just packed up, like you said. They made their money, and if they made money, and go.
Development took way too long. That was the other thing. Remember, they gotta get the licenses, develop the product, get them made, had them stored, send them out to warehouses. They need space to fucking store them. The stores need space to store them, right? That's all a fucking nightmare.
How long have they been going for? Is it a while?
Like
They've been going a while.
4 years, 5 years, maybe.
Is that all?
Yeah, it's not been long.
Yeah. I think now that John D and that other guy's gone, I think they know their time is up, isn't it?
Yeah. I have a feeling, and this is my gut feeling, that At Games is going to buy the Arcade 1-Up brand or the license, because At Games is releasing pinball machines, and I think they're going to release like an arcade cabinet thing. So I think they'll end up buying like the fucking Arcade 1-Up name and be like, come get the new Arcade 1-Up, whatever, and it'll actually be owned by At Games.
And they'll get it dirt cheap as well.
Yeah. I haven't checked out the pinball machines that At Games has or whatever. I saw a thumbnail of Mike B, the Game Genie, with one. They look pretty legit. Are they like legit pinball machines, or because I know real pinball machines are super heavy,
No, they're the same. They're like real cheap materials, and I think they're digital.
Oh, not digital. Digital pinball sucks.
Because I know Smash has a review of. I think.
He said it sucked, didn't he?
A digital one?
Yeah.
I played digital ones before, and they really do suck. Like it's just they suck. I'm gonna check them out because I don't mind having a cheap pinball machine as long as it works and lights up and looks kind of cool, Because if it's cheap, I'm sure it's way lighter and easier to move. I don't know. I'm gonna check it out just to check it out.
Yeah. And I think the other thing that I heard people saying was something about, well, they could have sold aftermarket parts and stuff, right? For people modifying, right? Because people like to modify their cabinet stuff.
They do.
And again, I think I'm not sure how the licensing works because they're buying the license to the shape of the cabinet and everything. They might not be able to sell aftermarket parts for them, right? They might have to so if we're going to sell another yoke for say Star Wars, right, like a better quality one, I think they would have to get another license to sell just the yoke on its own, right? So now you're paying again. They can't just we're making an extra one, right? Then you have to pay for another license to sell that as an individual SKU product, right? So then that's a nightmare. Then you got to buy a bunch of them, right? Because it's not like you can go out and buy one, right?
And then what if they don't sell too? They sit there, yeah.
But I'm saying you could buy one, but Arcade 1-Up is going to have to go, okay, how many do we want? Okay, fucking make 500 of them. Now, oh shit, we only sold 50, right?
Yeah.
So I think people it in your brain, it makes sense. Like, oh, they should just do this, right? And it's like, yeah, but when you start scaling things up and really thinking about how it works in the whole manufacturing and everything behind it, it's not as simple as it seems it would be, right?
Remember that whole thing with the Star Wars yoke? That was fun, wasn't it?
I've seen one before and thought it was neat. As much as I'd like a real one, the mechanical aspect would suck. Way back in the day, my uncle used to have a pinball machine. It was just sitting in his basement. No one played it.
Yeah.
Well, why didn't you play it?
We did. We'd go there.
You?
The cousins and everything would go there, and we'd play it once or twice. Okay, we're done with that. Let's go play Nintendo.
Let's go play real games. Yeah.
Yeah. That was fun for 10 minutes.
What machine was it? Do you remember?
Fuck if I remember.
It's because I didn't know pinball had like rules, like you're supposed to do this to get these points, and after you do that,
I didn't either. I just thought you hit the ball.
Yeah, I just
going in the hole.
The ball. Yeah, but then when I figured it out, I'm like, oh my god, there's like levels,
Yeah.
There's objectives and stuff, and you got to
exactly,
hit this.
yeah.
Like, oh shit, that's why it's called baseball, because you got to hit the ball and it gives you different points and runs and outs. I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
I know what you mean, though. It's just a mess of confusion when you first play it as a young kid. You don't know
Well,
what's
because
going
it's
on.
not like there's rules. It's just like a machine sitting there. Like there's not
Yeah.
like an explanation of what the fuck you're doing. Even like digital pinball. I tried digital pinball and I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, oh shit, let me look at there's actual things I gotta do. Okay. But I the Zen pinball, it's pretty fun.
Oh, the
I
one
could
on
sit there.
on Xbox, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm talking about pinballs with a digital screen, like at an arcade. Those ones I don't like. Like I don't mind pinball like on Switch or Xbox. I mean, it's okay. Mindless fun, kind of like Breakout.
Yeah. But either way, we'll see how that goes for them. I think they're gonna by the end of this year, early next year, they'll be closing shop.
I wonder what the community is gonna do. The ones that are stuck in there.
Just fucking disappear. The same way the Amico. Remember when we started this Amico journey, there was so many other channels: Super Jeremy World, Blues Tech. There was so many. Fucking even like what the hell is his name? Amico Kid, right? There was like 20 or 30 small channels, and then suddenly now there's like one DJC, right? Because even bro makes videos, but he really doesn't make them that. He was making videos way more during the Amico time than he does now.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't talk
Speaking
about it
of-
anymore, does he?
He talked about it like a couple weeks ago with the
But not on a
Space
weekly
Strikers.
basis.
Nah. Speaking of Amico, have you seen these pictures from Retropalooza?
Yeah.
Real life Amico Chan. I thought this was fake. I thought when the whole Amico Chan was popping in people's chants and stuff, I thought this was like a Tommy Amico alt or
I thought
something.
I thought it was Tommy O dressed up.
It's Tommy O dressed up. That would be something.
Who's that supposed to be?
Amico Chan.
It's Amico Chan. You don't see the Amico
The
controllers?
Amico Chan.
I do,
in her-
but like the one that comments on the
yeah.
real Amico Chan?
Yeah.
Where's she at? Retropalooza.
She even met Pat.
Huh.
She met my best friend Pat. the
And
NES
Pat
one.
Pat didn't shun her like he did with Tony.
Is Pat wearing sweats?
Yeah.
Come on, you
Gray
fucking
sweatpants. It's gray sweatpant weather, baby.
I mean, I mean, sweats are cool to wear, but come on, if you're gonna be like at an event, I mean, put some pants on, man.
Pat looks like he's got a boner.
That's what I'm saying. Put some pants on. Look at that little pecker going on right there. And Pat's getting old. You see all that gray? Woo.
Is Amico Chan a girl or a guy? Well, I think Chan is a honorific for female. So, yes.
This is quite concerning to you, isn't it, Jan?
Good for you, Jan. You have a goal in life.
I wish you the best. I wish you all the happiness with Amico Chan, Mr. Ong.
Yeah.
I'm
You
saying
miss
you're right.
100% of the shots that you don't take,
That is true.
don't you?
All right, we got one last boomer article to go over. I was shocked when I saw this. My Arcade releases the Atari Game Station Pro with 200 plus games. How
They
many
already
different
came out?
fucking Atari things are coming out?
So this is not that other thing. That other thing had a cartridge slot in it, right?
Oh
Yeah.
this is something different. I thought it was that's what I thought it was. The cartridge slot one.
No, this is My Arcade teams up with the legendary Atari brand to introduce the Atari Game Station Pro with 200 plus games. But that's what I'm saying. Like, how many different Atari fucking consoles are going to come out? Like, is there really that big of a market for, like, you know what? I'm going to buy the digital one, and I'm going to buy the fucking cartridge one, then I'm going to buy the VCS, I'm going to buy this other thing.
It probably doesn't cost them too much to make these, though. That's what I'm thinking. Like, because they have to be they're not gonna sell. They'll sell 5,000 of these, maybe.
Well, look, it's going for $100. This is just Atari pimping its name out left, right, and center to everybody who will take it.
Definitely, yeah. I'm sure I'm sure we can probably get Atari to let us borrow their license for something.
We just have to ask Soldier Boy. He's the CEO.
There we go.
Yeah, that's right.
So I think Atari probably sells their name for cheap, and then this My Arcade gets all this shit done in China. So I mean,
This has to be a shot at Tommy because the Atari Game Station Pro arrives with not one, but two 2.4 gigahertz wireless joysticks. 2 joysticks. Look at that. When was the last time a console was sold with 2 controllers, guys? Or this doesn't count, right? This doesn't count, Tommy.
200 games, huh?
It says featuring over 200 officially licensed games, including Pong, Astro Smash, Breakout, Warlords, and bonus titles. Atari 2600, 5200, and 7800, and arcade games into a single platform. You know what I hate about this shit? Is you're going to get like Pong, the Atari 2600, the 5200, the 7800,
Oh yeah,
the arcade.
doesn't count, yeah.
That's 4 games right there. So it's 200 games, but it's really only like 50 because it's like
Only
4
50.
versions of each one.
Oh, it has some RGB lights, LED lights.
Hell yeah, with 3 glow modes. Boom.
Dude, this is like a slap in the face to the Amico.
This is exactly what the Amico should have been.
Yeah, it should have been this.
A $99 console with, just regular controllers or joysticks.
Like a plug and play with all the things in there. Yeah, no online, don't downloading this.
You didn't have to do any of that shit. Yeah.
That's what
All the classic.
That would have been a console for families. No confusion for grandma, none of that shit.
Yeah, you put your classic games on there. You put a couple new games. You're done.
And you're done. Yeah, you're 6 new games. Then
And if you
boom.
wanted it says it's got 2 save slots, 2 micro SD cards. You could put a little micro SD card slot on it. And then, okay, we're going to sell you the new Shark Shark.
Yeah.
Boom.
Boom.
This begs the question: why the fuck that VCS was $400? When you
That
look
was
at
a
what
mini
that was.
computer.
Yeah, but it was so weak, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And they didn't even need all that.
Because they tried to be more. They were like in television. They tried to
Yeah,
do
they tried
more
to do
than they
modern
needed
stuff.
to.
Yeah. They tried
It's
to
like, you didn't need
modernize.
to do all that shit. How come Microsoft wasn't talking about buying Atari or a television? They're missing the boat. They're missing the boat on all the
Those
old
games
man cringe.
Those games suck. To tell you the truth, for the most part. You plan
You
for
just
5.
killed half our audience. They're gone now.
they're all.
All your games suck from your childhood.
It's just they're like, you have to be, I think, like 50 plus to really appreciate them.
Just killing the audience.
Nah, they're painful to play nowadays.
They are for the most part. I mean, like Asteroid's still okay, but I mean, there's way better games now that it's like, okay.
You sit there and play it for a bit, and then you think, oh, fuck it, I'll get back to Starfield. This is
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like, I mean, good for like I said, like 10, 15 minutes, even if that. Or like, I think this is probably like better for streamers or someone who wants to like just show off games on YouTube and don't want to have to go find all these games, and buy them or whatever. And
Yeah,
still
let's
want
have
to
an
play
old
retro.
school night playing some Atari old school.
no.
Yeah,
These are
like
good for someone. These are good for someone who has been in some kind of horrific accident back in the 80s, and they've been in a coma since then. And
Yeah.
they
Like
just
that one
woke up
movie,
now.
Keeping It Old School.
Yeah,
where
and
he
then they
wakes
wake up now and they go, well, this is all I know. And then when they see like PS5 or an Xbox, their mind just melts because they haven't
No, yeah, exactly. No, but in
You
the
know
first
what?
missed the progress.
That's the movie, Finbar. They should do it. Keeping It Old School #2. Same premise. Guy gets into a coma, but now he becomes a
It's all
professional
video
gamer.
games. Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of a break dancer, he's a gamer. He's like, oh shit, I got to use my skills to save the orphanage at some like League of Legends tournament. Like, what are you doing, Grandpa? You don't know how to play games. Like, we can do it. I have faith. Someone make it. I have all the ideas. So if anyone has money and they want to help me make movies or something, I'll cut you in for 50%.
we need a
Kickstarter.
financier out there. Yeah, we'll see
Yeah,
if
we need a financer.
if there you go. We'll see if Retro Bro makes it big in his movie career, and then maybe he'll let us in.
We could
Or
have
if you're
lot of
just
old
like
people. Yeah.
if you're an old
Yeah, old people
semi-attractive
with-
lady, old semi-attractive lady with a lot of money who wants to be my sugar mama.
There's a bunch of old ladies that come to my work. Most of them are not. I mean, they're like, they're a bunch of fragile ones, man. I kid you not. Like most of our clientele are old, so I mean, I'll get cracking,
Hell yeah.
if I can slip in somewhere.
We're
you
going to pull a
guys-
dirty, rotten scoundrels.
Do you guys serve that mush that they can eat without their teeth in?
Dude, like, no, we don't. So it's funny, like whenever we serve our ribs, I always tell the servers, make sure to let them know that the ribs do not fall off the bone. They have to chew the meat. And because we get a bunch of old men that have dentures, and they get embarrassed because they have to chew the meat, and it's just like
You don't put them in the blender for them? Just
yeah, I know, man.
Bones and all.
all right. I think we've done enough silliness for one night. We just get into the polls. The weekly polls are lovely. And I'm glad that you guys are here with me because somebody actually left a question on the Ask Us Anything thing.
Yeah.
And it's a doozy. It's a fucking doozy.
It's a tough one. This is a tough one.
It is. And I'm glad other people have to answer this. And not just
I'm glad Sweet saw fit to turn up rather than turn on a fucking live stream of his own. He's not even going to see it answered. Question answered.
All right, let's get to these bad boys. Fucking, I can't believe I'm awake. I took a nap today. It's the first time in a long time that I've taken a nap. All right,
Last
7
night.
days ago. No, this morning, like before I get yelled at by the lawyers, I was napping and then I woke up and had to eat, and then do the show. 7 days ago, I asked you, should I allow Tiamat D-Lord back on the panel? 46% said a resounding no.
I'm fairly sure you answered this last
never.
week, Tony. You answered this last week, I think.
Did I?
On last
What
week's
was it?
show.
Right. And 19% said no way. Last week's show, we said we'd still let him on. So,
yeah.
5 days ago, here we go. Did you watch the rebooted Anime Hour hosted by Finbar and Bianca and aired on this channel?
Not according to the views, you didn't.
54 votes. 20% said yes. So what's 20% of 54? That's like 10,
Oh,
right?
I'm sorry. I just hate anime, but the reason why I didn't watch was because I was at work. Yeah.
You just hate anime because you don't know what to watch. That's why you've got to watch us. We'll tell you what to watch.
You'll tell us what's
right.
good.
No, you're right. Exactly. Yeah. Because the only anime I ever watched is freaking Dragon Ball Z, and then like when I try to watch something else, I'm like,
I bet you that's not true. Yeah.
No, I mean, I probably watched I think I watched a few episodes of stuff on Netflix.
No, I'm saying you probably watched anime without even actually knowing
what it was.
Like Voltron. Have you ever seen Voltron?
I watched Voltron back in the 80s.
Well, it's anime.
Saturday morning.
Did you watch Robotech?
No Robotech.
No.
What about
but you knew of it, yeah?
G-Force or Battle of the Planets?
Nope.
Speed Racer?
Nope. I know what Speed Racer is.
G.I. Joe. Did you watch G.I. Joe?
Yeah.
That's anime.
How's that anime?
It was
animated in.
Yeah, it was animated in Japan and aired in Japan.
It was okay.
Same thing with Transformers. It was they were animated by the same company.
Well, that makes sense.
That's why if you look at the style of cartoons in the 80s and you compare like G.I. Joe and Transformers to like other ones.
So like the thing about the anime now,
like look at He-Man versus G.I. Joe, and you can see the stark difference in animation quality.
Yeah. I just don't like the generic anime that I see now in most places, like with the big eyes and just like color hair all the time. It's like the same girl looking like I don't know, all looking cutesy. Maybe I just haven't found the right one. I need to start watching Finbar.
That's why I'm covering the old stuff, or I'm trying to. I think Bianca's going to suggest something a bit more modern for the next one, but
even that, I mean, if it's modern is good, I don't mind watching it. I just don't want to waste my time investing on something that I don't like wasting my time. So it's like even 30 minutes wasting my time sucks.
I won't waste your time. There's gonna be no shitty ones. Not from me anyway.
Vampire Hunter D. That's what you gotta watch.
That's what people keep on telling me, but I haven't watched.
It's classic. Jan Ong is very thirsty. He said we should make a poll if Melanie Mack should be a guest on the show. I think we got Melanie Mack more subscribers by doing that stream than anybody agreeing with this. So we had 57% said no. Why are you guys not watching? Go watch Finbar and Bianca's show.
Well, the 57% are just people not interested.
I think you just got to build your anime crowd. That's all. Just most of these people are Mikos or Ripperverse people or other
people who like food. We get a lot of subscribers from the food videos.
I mean, I always subscribe to like little niche things from other people, and I ignore other stuff, so I only watch certain things that they do. So yeah.
That was one of the funniest things the other night. I don't know if you've seen it, not last night, but it was like 2 nights ago when I was on was that Vincent Martin stream? I think that was the guy's name.
Yeah, I re-listened to that. Yeah.
They're like, well, what do you watch? And I'm like, 18th century cooking.
Yeah, you've said that before.
Yeah,
That's
and I'm
how I
like,
knew it was true.
and they're like, you could just feel like they're like, I'll show you my subscription if you want. Like, that's what I watch. Like,
Yeah, I watch seriously. I watch a lot of camping stuff, a lot of van life. I watch a lot of pets being rescued. I hardly watch video game stuff, even though I'm into video games, because I don't want other people to spoil my video games.
yeah,
So it's like that's why I don't watch any video game stuff from people that I don't. It's like maybe I'll watch one video here and there, but mostly it's other stuff that's nothing to do with video games.
I just watch pornography mainly.
It's hard to find that on YouTube, but yeah, that's good.
TJ Laser says Baki brought him here. So look, we got one anime fan at least.
Right. So TJ's he said before he's into all the 80s stuff, but Baki, we will get back round to that again eventually. I know people want that. But TJ, stay tuned because I got some really awesome 80s stuff coming up. I had it all planned out. I kind of mapped it all out into next year. So I had
awesome.
the stuff I was going to cover, the stuff Bianca's going to cover, and then we were going to go to the audience and ask them what we wanted to do. But because I'm going to move it to fortnightly, I'm going to try and cram more stuff into each show. So
you're going to have Fortnite on anime?
Never.
Oh, fortnightly, you mean?
But
every 2 weeks.
Yeah, but yeah. So I'm going to have to, because we've done 3x3 eyes, and we did episode 1 and 2 in the first episode of our show, and it's like, I think that the 2 episodes together lasted about 50 minutes. But I think we're going to try and stick about 3 hours worth of anime into each show now, which would be better, and we'll just kind of skim over the plot rather than go through the whole thing. I think that's the way to go.
You'll refine it. You'll get it.
Yeah. We'll find our sort of our level, and we'll stick to it. I'm sure we will.
I did cancel the stream on, what was it, Monday? And I told you guys to go watch Nerdette and celebrate 5 years of YouTube. She's been on YouTube for 5 years, but now the videos that she privated the stream. So,
well, good for her. Good for Nerdette.
I guess you guys don't get to watch it. Should Tony stop mocking the Rippa babies and take YouTube content creation serious? 46 votes. Yeah, not a lot of votes this week. Yes, he needs to get 100,000 subs. 9% said stop mocking him. 72% said no, it's too much fun. And 20% said why not both? So it looks like we'll be making fun of Rippaverse fans for a long time.
It didn't matter what this poll said, you were never going to stop anyway.
Well, if Alpha Ego shows up every Friday, I'll end up arguing with him for like 6 hours instead of talking about Rippa fans.
And that's what to do.
So if you guys missed it, I did go on a panel with a Tiamat, LG, and like we said, Vincent Martin. So they were ganging up on me. Remember that everyone's ganging up on the Rippa fans. I went in there, got ganged up on, quote unquote.
It was good at the very least that you got a chance to speak to LG. I don't know Vincent Martin. I've never heard of him before that. But it was good that you got on with LG, because I don't think you spoke to him before, did you? Before that.
He didn't want to hear what I had to say anyway, so.
I don't know about that. I think
every time I would say something, he was like, well, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I don't care. I don't believe you.
Yeah, but he kept it calm.
Why are you asking me?
He wasn't like he was attacking you non-stop or anything like that. He kept it calm. He was speaking to you.
Yeah, but why ask me a question? He'd be like, so why don't you like Rippa? Well, actually, I have no problem with Rippa. I just don't like his comic book. I don't believe you. Well, what the fuck you asked me for? Right? If you're going to constantly just not believe what I say, just tell me what I think and I'll leave, right? That'll be the end of it. Any reaction to the WWE release of Matt Riddle? Good.
There's been more than just one, though. There's been a few releases.
I don't like Matt Riddle, so I'm glad he's gone. Did you ask LG about his fat stacks of dollar bills? No, he was very upset. Why were you showing that? What relevancy did it have? I said, because it was funny. Because I was making fun of you, and it was funny.
Wasn't Matt Riddle a UFC fighter?
He was, yeah.
Was he?
He was. He was in the UFC at one point.
Yeah.
Because Dana White was talking about how he only fought 3 times a year and couldn't pass a drug test.
Okay.
Was it what kind of drugs did it say?
He's the pothead, isn't he?
The pothead. Yeah, because I know Nick Diaz will always get busted for that shit too. Oh, Nate Diaz.
But on those releases, I don't think, to be honest with you, from the list I read, I don't think any of them will be missed. And I think there'll be more coming.
Yeah, well, now that they merged with
UFC.
yeah. They're gonna fucking streamline it. There's probably not gonna be the bloated roster. It's gonna be the same people on both shows because there's really no point in having like fucking 300 wrestlers on in your fucking books, right?
Well, that and also they're merging all the corporate stuff as well, and so a lot of TV things will be merged. And
well, I mean, look, didn't Becky Lynch
just
win like the NXT shit?
Yeah.
So I think like the main roster guys all like went down there and like won all the NXT titles or something, right? Pretty much.
Not all of them. I think Dominic Mysterio's got US and North American, and she's got the women's, and that's it. I think that's all the main.
Well, I thought the
people.
women's tag team. I haven't watched in a while.
No, the women's tag team titles are they're gone now. They've merged with the main.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They had brought those guys up, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I bet you in the next couple of weeks we'll see more like either merging of titles or main roster people winning, and then NXT will just go away.
I wouldn't get pissed if McIntyre was released, Jan. I think he's been underutilized. He should go somewhere else. He should go and go away for a bit, come back later.
They need to open up another company.
Bring back WCW.
Hell yeah. All right, let me see. Where was the that's not it. Oh, okay, that was it. All right. So there was a great show last night. Kind of a shame that Ethan Van Sciver wasn't able to hop on. If you missed that, I would go and watch. It was Tuesday's show. It was the Punching Down Podcast, Episode 5, Bounding into Stupidity. We talked about bounding into comics. Ethan Van Sciver was in chat. We were talking about an article in which they were talking about Ethan Van Sciver's point. I said, here you go, Ethan. Here's a link. Come on in. Hop on in. He responded at least 2 more times in the chat, so we did see the link. He was aware it was there, and he just went away. Also, JDA was there. He was in the chat. After I pointed out his degeneracy, he had to go pick up his kids from piano practice. That's what he told me the next night.
Yeah.
But it was a fun show. So if you haven't watched that episode, I would definitely watch it.
Translation, they're just soft.
Soft. I did break away from Saints Row and we played a little Mortal Kombat 1. I'm getting ready for the big tournament where I'm going to dominate all the people over there. And this is the podcast or the live stream that I was on. It was a 3-hour and 41-minute where we went over to Vincent Martin's. We went into the Lion's Den, as it were. And then I just bodied 3 people on a live stream.
Tony, is Vincent Martin the one that Tiamat live streams with usually? Or is that a different guy?
I don't think he live streams with him usually. I think he live streams with him occasionally, and then he live streams with some other guy. Because he live streams with Grey Poupette.
Right.
I think more regularly than Vincent. They all apparently know each other.
Well, when LG came on, LG said, I was surprised you let me on. So they got some beef going on between them two.
No, I think LG doesn't stream with him.
I
think they know each other.
Yeah.
I think the thing is, like, they all know each other, but they don't all necessarily go on each other's streams. Maybe they just pop in the chat and talk. I don't know. It's a bunch of, like, small YouTubers that are, like, very pretentious, and they think that their shit don't stink and that they sniff their own. Seriously, like, there's videos where, like, they're like, oh, this is why their criticisms are no good. Or this is how you get big on YouTube. And I'm like, dude, you have like fucking under 1,000. Why are you making a video telling other people how to get big on YouTube? Like, we've been down this rabbit hole before, right? Why is it always like, I don't know. And then if anyone hasn't seen the Ultra Pro Wrestling, it is a new game. I was telling you, Super J, about it. It is supposed to be like the N64 wrestling game. Ton of DLC wrestlers. All the wrestlers are getting the money. So there's like, say, Dynamite Kid, his DLC. If you buy Dynamite Kid, he gets every single dollar from your purchase.
That's actually pretty cool.
Which N64 one is it like? No Mercy?
Yeah. I mean, shit, we'll show it.
Take a look.
I'll just play it right now. I'm sure they're not gonna copy strike me.
I don't know about Nia Jax Jan. I don't know why. I don't know why they hired her. Maybe they want to get rid of a few more people. That's why they hired her.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring.
Remember, this is not final footage, so don't be like, "Oh my god, it's so terrible."
Unity.
Yeah. All right. And then fast forward.
They owe some money.
Last road to ride. One last thing to prove.
And his
Obviously, all the main wrestlers are going to be made up fictional wrestlers, and then the DLC is going to be all real people.
opponent. From Liberty Hill, Texas, weighing in.
Flippity Hill.
Let's get to the accident. I think it looks pretty. I think it looks like dolls, like wrestling action figures or whatever. It's got like a cartoony. I don't mind it as long as it plays good and it's fun, right? And it's
I love the red, white, and blue ropes. It reminds me of 80s WWF.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to have like an 80s, early 90s vibe. All the wrestlers are like parodies of real wrestlers.
But the DLC is going to be real wrestlers.
Yeah.
Well, from the past or current ones. Should
So
be 80s ones, right?
Yeah, you're going to be able to customize all the wrestlers, their attire, change their colors and stuff. And then where's the DLC? And then here is the DLC. You got like Matt Cardona.
Current ones, yeah.
You got him. Let me just speed it up because we don't really need to fucking see every single second of this shit.
So basically a load of like sort of Z list.
No, there's actually some pretty big names. You got Chris Candido, Brian Clark, all three versions. Blue Meanie.
So yeah, Z
Demolition. Demolition's not Z list. Mass Superstar and Crusher Khrushchev. Arn Anderson, Z list.
Yeah, Arn. Why didn't they lead with Arn Anderson?
Nova. Because they had to make Nova look better by comparison. Francine's in it.
Never mind.
Luis Piccoli. El Snow. Two Coat Scorpios and like everything. Gangrel. Canyon. Who better? Who better than Canyon and Mortis? Crowbar. I always thought he was underrated. Your favorite, Buff Bagwell? Yeah, Glacier. You could redo the Glacier Mortis.
Look.
What's that?
I like the cartoony look.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, the art style.
Yeah, Sandman. What is Hayabusa? He hasn't been in a lot of games, so that's a big name. Dynamite Kid. Though I'm a little on the fence because I've heard stories about Dynamite Kid being a huge piece of shit and like breaking his daughter's legs to like.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
So then they're like, hey, you buy this and it goes to Dynamite Kid. I'm like,
I think he beat his wife as well.
Yeah, but I think the whole family's pretty shitty, right? It's like, if I want shitty people to get my money, my $5. But I am surprised, I guess, because of the way that they're structuring the DLC, where they're giving them the money, basically, right? I think that's why they're able to get. I don't want to say huge names, right? But like Powers of Pain are pretty big names. Dynamite Kid, Tito Santana, right? They're not like nobodies. This roster is a lot better than the other wrestling game. What was the last one?
Strange that they got Devon, but not Bubba Ray.
I think he's still in their contract with them.
Is he?
Yeah. Like say Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Jake the Snake. The amount of people in this game is a lot more than in that. What the fuck was that one? That shitty one. That was supposed to be like WWF the arcade.
Yeah, what was it called? It just came out recently, right? The Macho Man one?
No, not that one. The someone in the chat knows. There was a not the AEW one. The AEW's got Bubba. It was a wrestling game that was supposed to be the spiritual successor for the WWF arcade game. It started off as a YouTube wrestling game.
Retromania.
Yeah, Retromania. The roster in Retromania wrestling is so much more ridiculous and crap compared to this one. Like, and that was one of my complaints. Like, why am I don't want to play Retromania wrestling and then I'm gonna play like fucking Nova versus Warhorse, like, or fucking people I don't know, right? Like Mr. Hughes was like their big DLC. Like, we got Mr. Hughes, and I'm like, oh, that's fantastic, right? I'd rather play Jake the Snake or fucking That My Kid, or even Tito Santana, Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff. And that's just the first round of DLC. So if they get more people,
All dead.
I don't think they're
Most
all
of them.
dead.
Nah, most of them. I think if you looked to that and probably like marked off who was, you'd probably have about 5 people left. You're doing it now, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm like, yeah, there is about 5.
Yeah. Cardona's
This
alive,
is-
Buff's alive, Arn Anderson's alive, Jake the Snake's alive, Devon's alive.
So is Crowbar. Crowbar's alive.
Uh,
Al Snow's alive, isn't he?
Al Snow's alive. Gangrel's alive.
Francine's alive.
Yeah, maybe a third of them are still alive then.
Yeah. There's a good chunk of them. This right here, I was shocked at that they had Crusher Khrushchev, because he is Smash. Crusher Khrushchev is Smash, and the Masked Superstar is Axe. So I was surprised they were able to get both versions. Hey, look, you'll be able to play Demolition versus the Powers of Pain. You know they're going to grab Legion of Doom's got to be coming, right?
I hope so.
That right there, that's worth it right there. To be able to play Powers of Pain versus Demolition, Legion of Doom.
Yeah.
And again, I'm a 80s dork, so.
Potion
Yeah,
don't
what-
care. They-
No, I mean, I used to watch wrestling back in the day in the 80s, but I stopped after the Ultimate Warrior died.
But that wasn't
Yeah, he didn't die
that wasn't
until
a
like
million years. It wasn't that long ago.
Well,
2000.
no, like when he was in
Oh, the
UFC,
original.
he was
you mean
in
the original
WWE,
Ultimate
yeah,
Warrior.
WWF, yeah, the original guy. Then like, he
The,
had, like,
the
the
original
original guy
guy
died when they
did
replaced him.
die.
well, he had some
They
kind of
didn't-
like he had some kind of like stroke or something, so he stopped wrestling for a while. I don't know what happened to him, but
Nothing happened.
He retired or
literally-
some shit, or they got rid of
Potion's
him.
been,
Fired him.
Potion's been reading those urban legends, hasn't he?
Like once they fired him or he stopped wrestling, like something happened. Like after the
Yeah, he
Ultimate
left.
Warrior
He left the
threw him in a
WWF.
team. You know, like something happened to him and he stopped wrestling for some reason. He came
But he
back.
did it. That's what I'm telling you. He didn't stop wrestling. He just stopped wrestling for the WWF.
Well, then when that happened, that's when I stopped. Like pretty much.
There was
that's,
the rumor that he died.
that's when I stopped watching. And then
There
when
was
when Hulk Hogan stopped being the Hulkamaniac and he started wearing a black bandana and shit, I'm like, oh come on, man. You're
That was
fucking-
NWO Hogan. He was
yeah,
awesome.
that's when he switched over when WWF was no more, you know, and they started going through other shit. Like, I don't got time for this shit, a whole new roster. Like, what do these people think they are?
And how dare they change?
Exactly. So, like, I want nothing but WWF, keep it at that, you know, freaking Earthquake, freaking Tugboat, you know, freaking shit like that, you know. And then it started getting all stupid. Then it started becoming fake.
Yeah. It started getting all stupid when they moved away from Big Boss Man, the Mountie, the Repo Man.
Yep.
Then it started getting stupid.
That's when they got stupid, huh?
Yeah.
Duke the Dumpster Drozy, Mantar, Bastion Booger. That's what the real wrestling was.
The Berserker. The Von
He's
Erich with one
actually-
leg.
John Nord was actually a good wrestler. He just got saddled with a shitty gimmick. Now we're gonna get off on a tangent. I'm gonna be talking about.
Wasn't it one of the Von Erichs that they said replaced the Warrior?
Yeah.
Was it Kerry Von Erich?
I think so.
Who's the one?
Then they claimed that what's his name? The Renegade had replaced the Warrior.
Yeah.
So many.
And WCW.
I remember that at one point on Angel Fire, there was like a list of like 150 like wrestling urban legends. It was all like it's like the strangest shit. And then over the years, they would ask wrestlers about it, like in the shoot interviews, and they'd be like, "Yeah, that's true. That one's not true. That one's true." Did you hear the new one? This is what I just heard recently because I was watching Justin Wang, good friend of the channel. If you haven't seen a Wang video, go watch it. He's talking about it. Supposedly,
Wang.
Rick Rude used to shoot Viagra in his dick.
That's probably true.
And that he had to have his whole dick and everything cut off. Did
he?
Damn.
That's the thing because he died of a heart attack, and it's supposedly that he had injected Viagra in his dick. That's the urban legend is he would inject Viagra directly in his dick, so he would get hard faster and longer, and that he got some sort of infection or something, and his dick fell off from gangrene.
That backfired spectacularly, didn't it?
Well, that's the urban legend. There's no substantial truth to it, but like a couple of wrestlers have mentioned it in interviews. But they've passed, right? Like those wrestlers who talked about it are dead. So then there's like, it's just weird. It's just weird.
Yeah, that's the one there, Jan. Texas Tornado. But was he Kerry Von Erich?
Yeah,
he was. He was the one with one leg, right? He had one leg.
Yeah. No, it wasn't leg. It was like
his foot. Yeah, his foot was amputated.
Did Macho Man date an underage Stephanie? I heard they didn't date. I heard he just fucked her. That's the rumor.
Because that's better, isn't it?
No, because that's supposedly. Remember when the Macho Man just like all of a sudden he was gone from WWF like out of nowhere? That supposedly Vince McMahon had found out that he had slept with Stephanie McMahon and he got fired, and that's why for the longest time they would never bring him back.
How underage are we talking?
Like 16.
Do we know? Right.
Crazy.
Russell Brand stuff. That.
Yeah.
Just like there's a rumor that Lita. Like when she started training, she went down to Mexico and she basically was sleeping with all the wrestlers to get training.
Right.
That El Dandy was whoring her out in Mexico. Crazy shit. Crazy. I mean, the rumors out there are just fucking wild.
Yeah, wrestling's a fucking strange world, man.
Here, I found the link. If you guys want to go through it after we do I waste too much time arguing with idiots? 102 votes, most votes on here. Yes, 70% said yes. I waste too much time arguing with idiots. 30% said no. So
it's not going to stop you, though, is it? The results of this poll.
Never.
You're still going to do it.
See, of course. I tagged Melanie Mack and let her know that we were going to talk to her. Gave her a chance if she wanted to shut us down. All right, so we got one member only. Ask us anything. Sweet and Tender Hooligan says, "Fuck one, marry one, kill one, paralyze one." Tommy Tellerico, John Alvarado, Nick Richards, Phil Adam. Go, Finbar. What are you doing?
Right. So fuck Tommy Tellerico because for the notoriety of it. Marry John Alvarado because he seems the nicest. What's the other two options? Kill one and paralyze one. So kill Nick Richards for shooting the prairie dogs and paralyze Phil Adam. Just because I don't like the idea of him getting away with shooting those prairie dogs without any comeback. So kill him. So Phil gets paralyzed because that's all that's left.
All right, what about you, Potion? What do you
I'd paralyze Nick Richards and put him out there so that the fairy cats can eat him. And I'll kill Phil Adams because he's that guy's a boring dude. Like, I don't know. He's funny when he's drunk, so I like him when he's drunk, but most of the time he seems like he's just gonna be a drag, So I don't want to deal with him. I would actually marry Tommy because he seems like he'd be a fun guy to to be married to.
They divorce you. though.
No, I think he might have got divorced on him, right?
That's the
I don't
rumor.
know.
We're gonna have
Yeah.
a list of Amico rumors.
Because that's a rumor that he got divorced on, not the other way around. I think as long as you can, like, if you already know he's wacky, he's sane, so you can probably have a life of just wackiness, having fun. He's has money, he's loaded, or like, enough money so you don't have to work, and you can just enjoy your life and have him go do wacky things, and then you just be like, yeah, my husband's a wacky person. I get to go do whatever I want, and so I think that's what it is. Because I think John doesn't have the money to finance the type of life that Tommy
You
can.
want to lead?
Yeah. So yeah, we're probably just since Mustache Man is a nice guy, I'll probably just fuck him for the pity.
Fair enough.
John really gets the pity fuck, huh?
Yeah.
This is tough. This is tough. I'm going to marry Bill Adam because he's the
Oh my
oldest, and he'll probably die before any of these other
He'll
guys.
probably die of alcoholism soon.
Yeah, and I think he does get a little bit of money because he is the guy who brought Tetris over to the United States. So when he dies, I would get all that sweet interplay money, right?
Yeah.
Tommy, I don't think he has money because if the rumors are to be believed, he's broke and he still owes $100,000 to the furniture place. So yeah, we're not. I would paralyze Tommy, so he has to live the rest of his life unable to create music. Right?
That's just
Oh, you would paralyze him from the neck down.
Yeah. He would be unable to create music, and he just have to live with it. Taking his greatest gifts away from him. No,
that's what you're saying, isn't it? You want to paralyze him. You want to Christopher Reeve him.
Yeah. So what I would do is, like I said, since I married Phil Adam, I would then release the Amico. But since I paralyzed Tommy, he'd never get to play it.
You'd be playing it with a straw, like what Superman did with that straw he had in his mouth.
Yeah. So then I would fuck Nick Richards, right? Because then he'd have to live with the fact that I fucked him, and that would be payback for the Prairie Dogs, right?
Yeah.
And then I guess John Arado, I had to kill him. It's the only choice left. But
kill him for sporting that mustache.
Yeah. Anyone who wears a mustache like that must be up to no good. So, gotta go.
Don't you have a mustache like that?
Yeah. Thank you, Sweet and Tender, for the weird question.
Sweet and Tender, if he watches this back in the replay since he's not here, he needs to put his answer in the comments to that as well. And why?
Ride them Alvarado mustache handlebars. Who wants the mustache ride? Yeah, so I looked up the date. 10/10 is on a Tuesday. So I guess we'll have the big 10/10 special on Tuesday. We'll have a special episode, bonus episode of Gabbing with Geeks.
Oh, of course, it's release date, isn't it?
Yeah, so we'll cancel the Tuesday punching down. Or maybe we'll make it a punching down on the Amico. Like we can combine the two. That might be a good idea.
All you ever do when you talk about Amico is punch down on it.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be a special punching down. We could just punch down on all the Amico idiots over the years. That might be. I got to work on it. The wheels are turning. Anyway, here's the list. Like I said, it is a huge fucking list. Strange but true urban legends of professional wrestling, as heard by the members of the Death Valley Driver Board. There are literally.
There's half of these Hulk Hogan lies as well.
No, I don't think it's half, but there's probably a good portion.
The Kevin Sullivan one is right at the top. The one, the Benoit one, isn't it?
There is 460. 459. 460 says you reading all these stories has made you dumber. But some of these have been verified by people over the years as true. Kevin Sullivan spends his vacations at a nudist colony. So you got that. Tommy Rich soaked his balls in a beer mug full of hydrogen peroxide. Roddy Piper having a young manservant type who travels with him wherever he goes, holding his bags, opening doors. Piper and others referring to the young boy as, quote, cocksucker, like it's his name. Tommy Rich did some favors for Jim Barnett in exchange for the NWA World title. They had to break Bruiser Brody's legs to fit him in a cheap Puerto Rican casket. Virgil got a job by unleashing his hose on Pat Patterson's desk. According to Kamala, that is true. Kamala said Pat Patterson used to take them young boys and push it and pull it. Wrote a whole song about it. We listened to it 2 years ago. Yeah, see, Kerry Von Erich really had his foot amputated because he thought he could walk across a room on his just surgically repaired foot for a cheeseburger, thus crushing it.
Is that true?
Yeah. He was high.
Right.
And he had just got surgery on it and fucked up.
So that was his own fault then?
Yeah. Also, apparently, him and his brother got high one day and were throwing fucking saw blades at a cat.
Oh,
Jesus.
And then they would go around putting the claw on like stray cats and shit. Yeah, see here's a coked up Carrie and Kevin once were playing with a saw blade in the back alleys at a sportorium. Carrie saw a cat, so he threw the blade at the cat, killing it.
that's like psycho shit.
I don't think Potion's going to like these guys.
No, seriously, I don't. That's like psycho shit. Like,
Well,
anything
they're all
kills
dead
animals
now anyway, so
like that, you know, it's like weird.
there's only
El
like one
Dandy
Von
banged
Erich left,
both.
I think.
El Dandy banged both Lita and Fishman and Lola Gonzalez's hot daughter. So there you go. El Dandy was banging Lita back in the day. Superstar Graham once injected Clorox on a dare. So yes, there's a whole bunch of these. Apparently, I heard that Jim Cornette is a swinger. Did you hear that one?
Is he?
Yeah. See, Blaine Biceps confirms that song was about Brooklyn Brawler and Pat Patterson. Push it and pull it. Poor Kamala. Oh yeah, so there's a whole bunch of those crazy fucking rumors, and like I said, a lot of them have been verified, or at least claimed to be. Like, yeah, that's true. That's true.
See, that's the kind of wrestling show we should have done where we just investigate urban legends. Do deep dives.
A deep dive into people's cocaine fueled
Yeah.
cat slaughtering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next week on Urban Wrestling Legends, we discuss how, what's his name? Kevin Sullivan killed Benoit's family.
That's a lot of research.
And we uncover it. We uncover how it happened. And we get him arrested.
I've watched, oh my God, I watched so many of those. Like when it first came out, it was like so convincing. Like maybe it's true. Kevin Sullivan, nah, this is stupid. Like what the fuck am I thinking? Like, there's no way.
It's like when you watch enough Flat Earth videos, you start to think, maybe
You
it
go
is.
outside, you're like, maybe they're right. I can't see the horizon.
Well, there is buildings in your way, so.
Fucking, eventually we're gonna get to flat earthers. We've been taking detours because stupid people decided to come and volunteer to be punched down on. But we're gonna get to flat earthers. Right now, though, the worst thing about it is when I try to look up flat earther videos on YouTube, there's way too many debunked videos, right? It's like 300 flat earther debunked videos versus like one actual flat earther making a video. Whereas back in the old days, you could just punch in flat earth and like there was 100 videos claiming to be the flat earth, right? So it's kind of hard to find them. They're hiding. Then we got to discuss the hollow earth and also how the moon is fake. Have you heard that one?
Yeah.
So a lot of
Fake
stupid
moon.
things going on. I watched a video where they claim that gravity isn't real.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as gravity. So cocaine is a hell of a drug, TJ. It is. All right. We've been here almost 3 hours. I think it's a good time to end it. You guys got anything to kick off the show, end the show with?
Nah. Just hopefully I'll have Anime Hour up next Sunday. So stay tuned.
And I still don't know what I'm going to do for this channel besides be on this show, but we'll see. Stay tuned.
How about wrestling urban legends to post?
If I like wrestling, then yeah, I would.
We'll get you liking wrestling one day.
Just do cat content. Or
Yeah.
I'll figure something out. I don't know, something fun for the peeps.
we have faith in you. Don't worry. All right, everybody. The moon landing is fake, according to some. I heard, this is what I heard. I heard they hired Stanley Kubrick to film the moon landing, but he's such a stickler that he actually forced them to fly to the moon so he could film it. So. All right, everybody. I love peace, booty grease. I'm out this bitch.